As a Viking fan, I want to believe in Kevin O'Connell. I want to believe that Kevin O'Connell can get our team to our first, not just get to the Super Bowl, but actually win our Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl. I want to believe he can be the coach to get us there and actually win the Super Bowl. I really want to, but at the end of the day, you know, he has to do these few things. These few things. I think I said three things. Let me just double check on what I said. But if he does does these few things, I think a lot of Viking fans will believe in him. And before I get to it, let me just make sure everything looks good real quick. Uh, Hold on real quick, y'all. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Appreciate y'all, man. God bless to y'all. God bless, God bless, God bless. All right, so if Kevin O'Connell does this, every Vikings fan will believe in him. Now, the first thing is this, right? In my honest opinion, Kevin O'Connell has to hold on, y'all. Kevin O'Connell has to learn from the Super Bowl. Not even just the Super Bowl. He has to learn from just his mistakes. And what I mean by that is, okay, every team that got far, right? Every team that got far was a team that had a decent slash good running game. And even though our offensive line wasn't the best, it was hurt and etc. Right? You still got to try to run the ball a little bit more, especially when you have a young quarterback and you're trying to, take that pressure off of him a little bit. Right? You got to establish the run. And this is the thing, even when the offensive line was banged up, we still averaged 4.5 a carry. So it wasn't even that we were hurt. Why that's the excuse of why we didn't run the ball. We didn't run the ball because Kevin O'Connell didn't want to run the ball. So that's the number one thing for me. He has to learn from like the teams that were in the Super Bowl and the biggest reasons why they were there, in my honest opinion, was establishing the run game. If you establish the run game, it helps your offense. You know what I'm saying? It definitely helps your offense. But if you don't, it helps your offense, it helps your defense, it helps everything, right? But if you don't establish the run game, it just puts your team behind because then you're one dimensional and then you just have to air the ball out the whole entire game. And if you can't pass the ball and you can't run the ball, you're pretty much screwed. You're not going to score that many points. And I think that's what happened with the Vikings, where they were one dimensional most of the games because it's not because they stopped us. It's what's going on? Angel, what's going on? Veronica, what's going on? Everybody that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't already. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Angel, shout out to you. Make sure you double tap the screen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are going live for Viking games with the scoreboard and everything, and we're also going live for primetime games on this channel. Um, and whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. But getting back to what I was saying, like you have to establish the run. That is the number one thing for me, right? And I think Viking fans will start Viking fans still believe in Kevin O'Connell, but I think it's more of a 50-50 split. It's like some believe in Kevin O'Connell, some don't believe in Kevin O'Connell. I'm one of the few content creators that I'm like, all right, I want to believe in Kevin O'Connell, but I'm gonna be honest with you. What I seen last season made me feel like he ain't the right guy, but he can always prove me wrong. And if he corrects that, if he corrects the play calling when it comes to running the ball, I think that he'll definitely make me a believer that he can be the head coach to get us to a Super Bowl and actually win the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Now, another thing that I would love to see with like Kevin O'Connell has to bring in the right GM that works with him. Let me take this off. Take this off real quick. Kevin O'Connell's going to have to bring. Shout out to Daniel in the building. Salute to you. Kevin O'Connell's going to have to bring in. Kevin O'Connell's going to have to bring in a GM that works for him, that works with him. I mean, Um, I like John McKay. He's probably not leaving the Rams, but I would just love for him to be the GM, and I think he will work well with Kevin O'Connell. And John McKay knows how to scout. He has experience. His grandpa, um, one of the greatest college coaches of all time, and he has a lot of experience. So that would be the number two thing for me. He has to bring in the right GM that will work with him, you know, and they can work together and build a complete team so we can have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl. So that's the number two thing. Bring in a GM that y'all on the same page. Y'all not just thinking because you know he's part of the decision on who they're going to bring in. He's part of the decision of what GM they're going to bring in. And I think John McKay would be the guy. Um Now the third thing for me is this, and he has to do this. This is the third, but not the least, right? So we got play calling with the run game, learning from his mistakes last year when it comes to the Super Bowl. You've seen the teams and what they did. They established the run for the most part. Number two, bring in that GM. Bring in a GM. I like John McKay, like I said before, but bring in someone that can work with you and some y'all can establish a good team. Y'all can get a good team together and possibly be a contender, right? And number three, oh my gosh, is don't be too nice. Don't be too nice. If someone is not doing their job, say for instance, right, the offensive line coach. If the offensive line coach is not doing his job, bro, don't wait until the end of the season to try to fire this man. Fire him during this season. If we're in the middle of the season and our offensive line looks like terrible, I'm being nice when I say that. Even though we had a lot of injuries, they shouldn't look that bad, right? Fire him. Don't wait until the end of the season and say, "Oh, by the way, you're fired. Our offensive line was horrible. We couldn't do anything." No, don't do that. Fire that man when we still have a season to play for. Don't wait until the dang end of the season and we don't have nothing to fight for. We don't have nothing to play for, and we're out of the playoff race. You know what I mean? So fire. Don't be such a nice guy, man. Fire these dudes that's not doing their job. There's only one coach on this whole team that I think you probably can't fire, and that's probably Brian Flores. Other than Brian Flores, anybody else can get fired. So don't wait until the end of the dang on season. That's number three. Number four. I think Viking fans would definitely believe in him if he can, because he's going to be part of the drafting. This 2026 NFL draft is so important, right? We got to admit to this. We haven't had a home run draft in a long time, right? So this draft is so important. We got the 18th pick. You can stick and pick. You can maybe trade up if you have to. I believe stick and pick. Get your guy. Don't try to be too greedy and get so many picks because I always say this when it comes to draft picks, quality over quantity. And if your guy is at 18, just draft your guy. Don't trade back. Draft your guy. You have a second round pick. You got 2 third round picks. You got a lot of picks in this draft. So you got to make sure you get this right and develop. Draft and develop. Draft and develop. You can't just draft these guys and expect them to be a Pro Bowler without developing them. There's no such thing as a perfect prospect. So I don't care who it is. They had to be developed. They had to put in a little bit more work to get to where they are. I'm pretty sure everybody put in work that's in the NFL. Even though you might have been drafted in the top 10 or top 30 or whatever, you got to put in the work because it's levels to the game. College compared to NFL is levels to the game. So it's not about just drafting, it's about developing, right? So that's like the number 5 thing. Number 6, free agency. Man, figure out what you can do, reconstruct contracts. Shout out to Card Guy, shout out to you. Marcus Gray said, Mike, Just face it. You'll see next year and Jefferson going be a diva if y'all don't hit the quarterback. I know you a pass man. Nah, we'll be all right, bro. We have no choice but to be all right. What up? What up, Daniel? What's up, everybody? Everybody in the building, make sure y'all hit the like button. Please hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. Make sure you double tap the screen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. I always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. We're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. God bless to everybody, man. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful day. I live in the East Coast. We about to get hit by a snowstorm. It's supposed to be like 8 to 16 inches of snow hitting us tomorrow. So pray for the East Coast. You know what I mean? We about to get hit with another snowstorm. So, but other than that, man, God is good, man. I woke up this morning. Y'all woke up this morning. That's why y'all here talking to me in the chat, and live every day. Try to be as happy as possible because no day is given. You know what I mean? No day is promised. Um, Let me get to the comments. What up, brother? What's good, bro? He said, "How do you feel about Quasi firing? I've hated him ever since he traded down to draft." Yeah. Quasi didn't do a good job with drafting. And he was a mixed bag with free agency. Yeah, I mean, he deserved to get fired. I mean, ain't nothing more to say than that. Like, he didn't do the best job, and if you don't do a good job, you should be fired. There's no if buts about it. I will say that some of the draft picks that he did have, like Ed Ingram, the second round pick guard, was actually decent on the next team he was on. What was he on? Was he on the Colts or was he on the Texans? One of the two teams. He was actually a decent, serviceable guard with another team. So how was he able to play pretty good on another team, but not as good on this team? I think it's developing as well. So because it's not just about drafting, it's about developing. And if your coaches are not doing a good job with developing, it doesn't matter who you draft. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, he deserved to be fired. I didn't like some of the draft picks. I think that I'm not saying that Ty Felton won't be a good wide receiver. I think he should have drafted Andrew McCuba. That we could go on a whole list of picks that he made during the years that he screwed up. Also, free agency. I didn't like the fact that he let Mekhi Blackman go. I didn't like the fact that he let Harrison Phillips go. The list goes on, but he did make some good free agency moves as well. Jonathan Grenard was a good pickup. Andrew Van Ginkel was a good pickup. Blake Cashman was a good pickup. Eric Wilson was a good pickup. I was iffy with the Byron Murphy signing. I didn't really like the Byron Murphy re-sign. I mean, he's a solid cornerback. He ain't all that though. You know what I mean? He's decent. I'll say that. Um, yeah, man. I didn't like the fact that all right, it didn't work out with the Ryan Kelly. He tried to get a center. I don't really blame him for Ryan Kelly. I definitely blame him for Hargrave. I definitely blame him for Jonathan Allen. Oh my freaking gosh, bro. That was a waste of money. I blame him partially. I blame him for the Sam Darnold. It's not all his fault. I think Kevin O'Connell had a say in the Sam Darnold leaving the Vikings and signing with the Seahawks. It wasn't just all on Quasi, but all in all, Quasi didn't do a good job. And when you don't do a good job, you should be fired. And Kevin O'Connell is on the hot seat because there's nobody else to fire but him. Because he fired the offensive line coach. We got the GM fired. So now the responsibility is on Kevin O'Connell. And this is why this live stream is the title is if Kevin O'Connell does this, every Vikings fan will believe in him. And I just went down the list of like number one. I was talking about what's the first thing I said? Because I said a lot. All right, so probably one or two. I was talking about um getting a GM. I'm a John McKay guy. John McKay will be a perfect signing. Get a GM that works for you, that has the same mindset that you have, that has the same mission that you have. Because the one thing you don't want to have is if you're a head coach, because he's going to be part of the reason why they go. He's going to be one of the biggest parts of finding a GM. So he has to find someone that really works with him. And you got to have the same mindset. You have to. I keep saying it, but it's so true. You can't just get a GM and y'all got totally different goals here. Like you got, oh, he wants to do this, but you want to do that. Nah, y'all got to be on the same page. And that's one. And then number two, I said, what else was the first thing I said? Oh, learn from his mistakes. Like, by the way, everybody that's in the building, all 10 people, if y'all can, please hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. And also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. Now, I said number two is Kevin O'Connell has to, I said GM. Number two, he has to, what was the number? What was the number two? So it's find a GM. Oh, learn from his mistakes. Learn from his mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes that Kevin O'Connell made last season was, I think he overthought. He overthinked about the play calling, and I feel like if we would have established the run a little bit better, even with a banged up offensive line, we would have made the playoffs. To be honest with you, I really do. I think we would have made the playoffs. Even with everything that happened, we would have made the playoffs. Kevin O'Connell loves to throw the ball, but if you notice that the whole NFL starting to trend a different way, it's not. Yes, we still the NFL wants to promote airing the ball out, throwing it for 300 yards a game or whatever. But if you notice how the NFL starting to change into the back into the 80s and the 90s, because now teams are drafting running backs in the first round, teams are establishing the run game, and that's the bread and butter. You establish the run game, everything else flows. So if he learns, now I'm not saying you have to run the ball 30 times a game. I'm not saying you have to run the ball 40, 50 times a game. Have a more balanced offense. And obviously, if a team sucks at in their secondary, pass the ball, but still keep them pass rushers honest by running the ball. And sometimes you might have a game where you run the ball almost the whole game because they can't stop the run. But the best thing, the best route, in my opinion, if I was a head coach, I would try to have a balanced offense. I don't want any team to feel like, oh, this team, all they do is pass. Oh, all this team does is run. I want to have a balanced offense. So that's number two. Learn from what you've seen in the Super Bowl. What did the Seahawks do? They were established to run the whole entire playoff run, the whole entire season. That's why they're the Super Bowl champions. That's one of the reasons why they won the Super Bowl. That's why a running back was the MVP of the Super Bowl. You want to know why? It was because of the run game. Kenneth Walker had almost 100 rushing yards in the first half against the Patriots. Now, if the Vikings were in the Super Bowl, hypothetically speaking, and we went against the Patriots, and we know that the Patriots are struggling at stopping the run, would Kevin O'Connell still try to throw the ball 50 times, or will he say, we're going to run the ball with Kenneth Walker, hypothetically speaking, if we had Kenneth Walker, or if we, would you try to run the ball? And that's the question. And I hope that he learns from, because I actually want him to do well. I want him to do well because if he does well, the Vikings do well. I'm not a Kevin O'Connell hater, but I know that there's some deficiencies that people have to understand. When we talk about drafting Jeremiah Love in the first round and say we traded up in the draft to go get him, what's it matter if if your head coach doesn't like to run the ball? So I'm hoping that our offense is a more balanced offense throughout the season, not just one game, not just two games. I'm talking about week 1 to week 17. I want it to be a more balanced offense. So, and then I was talking about Kevin O'Connell when it comes to, you can't be too nice. Like, you don't wait until the end of the season to fire an offensive line coach. If your offensive line is straight up awful and it's terrible, and even though our offensive line was banged up, it shouldn't look that bad. You needed to fire that offensive line coach. Don't wait until the end of the season. There's only one coach that I said, and I said this earlier in the live, there's only one coach that he cannot fire, and that's Brian Flores. Everybody else can get fired if they're not doing their job. Stop being so nice. That goes for the players as well. If a player ain't doing his job at a high level, I don't care who it is. Besides Justin Jefferson and maybe Christian Darrisaw, if there's not those two players, If they're not doing their job, they gotta go. Let me get to the comments. Let me get this guy out the chat because I like. I'm not gonna worry about it. Hold on. All right, let me see something. He said nothing much, man. Man. I'm just so excited. I just gotta. It's not exciting, but I just put a new toilet. Had my homie help me put a new toilet in today. It's just random. Um, yeah, I'm just happy. I'm just blessed, man. Just blessed, man. Just thankful for every day, man. Just blessed. Do you think they will draft Ty Simpson in the first round? You know what? I have no clue what they're going to do in the first round, bro. I feel like this in the first round, draft the best available player. I look at it like this. For me, if I was the GM of the Vikings or if I was Kevin O'Connell, I'm more of a trenches, old school type of mindset. Go get me the best defensive tackle that's available at number 18. I am so tired. Listen, I want the next Kevin Williams. I want the next Pat Williams. I am so tired. Like we had Harrison Phillips. We let him go. We don't have a defensive tackle that can really stop the run. I like Jalen Redmond. We got to get rid of Hargrave. We got to get rid of Jonathan Allen. I'm tired of them. They can't stop the run at all. So we got to get rid of Jonathan Allen and Hargrave. I don't know what the cap is. The if you release them or get rid of them, I mean, it'd be nice to trade them. That'd be even better. But if you can't trade them, what would the cap hit be? You know what I mean? I would get rid of them. Jalen Redmond's the only defensive tackle that I have confidence in. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's why I'm like, we should draft a defensive tackle in the first round. But that's just my opinion. Y'all draft need me center, edge, tight end, running back, cornerback, safety. Yeah, we definitely need a center, running back, cornerback, safety, tight end. Yeah, we need all of that. Don't forget DT though. Don't forget DT. Hey Mike, you seen the Cowboys re-sign Javonte Williams a 3 year? Oh wow, 24 million, 16 guarantee. I didn't even see that, bro. He hit on Isaiah Rodgers. I like Isaiah Rodgers. He had his ups and downs during the season. He's not like a shutdown corner. There's not many shutdown corners, but he was decent. I'll say that. Kevin O'Connell is what's up, T Bass? Kevin O'Connell is in save my job mode. Don't be surprised if he drafts a wide receiver with the first pick. Man, if he does that, if he drafts a wide receiver in the first round, fire him. Like real talk, because all right, unless you're getting rid of Jordan Addison, which you trying to replace Jalen Naylor. Like listen, if he does that, T Bass, I'm going live for a whole 24 hours if I can. And I'm going to say fire Kevin O'Connell. Straight up. Fire him. Isaiah Flores should be head coach. I'd rather lose Kevin O'Connell than him. Yeah. Well, right now, his job is on the line. So if he doesn't produce when it comes to wins, Brian Flores might take his job. So that's definitely actually a valid point that you have there. We'll see what happens. I say trade Jefferson to be honest. Vikings always seem to draft great wide receivers. Man, we get lucky with wide receivers, but I would definitely I mean if you trade, I don't even really want to talk this into existence, but the only way that I'm trading Justin Jefferson, to be honest with you, is if he asks for a trade. How much longer are we going to get lucky with a wide receiver? And then listen, you don't necessarily have to have the greatest wide receiver to win the Super Bowl. So I understand that. So I understand that narrative, but you still got to have talent. And if you get rid of Justin Jefferson, you better get at least 2 second round picks. Not second round picks. Oh my gosh, 2 first round picks. But I wouldn't even do that. I think the biggest problem is not Justin Jefferson. The biggest problem is the trenches. The biggest problem is play calling. We don't have a GM. We also don't know what the heck the Vikings are going to do in this draft. Oh, another big question is we don't even know who's the quarterbacks, who's going to be the starting quarterback in 2026. We got bigger problems than a star wide receiver. We got bigger problems than that. We got big problems that can be definitely solved. It's not, I don't think it is a big deal with the quarterback. It is a big deal when it comes to if Kevin O'Connell even believes in JJ McCarthy. Is a big problem because his job is on the line and he's probably not going to be patient enough with JJ McCarthy. The play calling has to be, but it's so much stuff when it comes to that. But I'm just so my mindset right now is he can't be Mr. Nice Guy. He has to say, yo, whoever's not doing their job should get fired. Needs to be fired. I'm tired of, oh, we going to wait till the end of the season. Like the Donna Shell defense. He waited to the end of the season until we lost to the Giants at home in a wild card game to fire him. Why didn't you fire him early on? Why did you wait until the end of the season to fire our offensive line coach? Why aren't you doing it? Stop being so nice. Fire these people. Like, it's nothing wrong. Listen, if they're not doing it, they're getting money, man. I ain't trying to count nobody's bread, but most likely every coach that's a coach, they're getting some money. Ain't like they broke. You know what I mean? It might suck that you get fired, it's on your resume. But man, we trying to win a Super Bowl. Ain't nothing personal, Kevin O'Connell. Stop being nice, man. Stop trying to not hurt these dudes' feelings. If they not doing their job, bro, because what's going to happen is if you don't fire them, guess who's going to get fired? You're going to get fired, Kevin O'Connell. So you got to fire these dudes that's not doing their job. You got to fire them. The Jefferson trade should have happened before the contract. Now they are stuck with him in the huge salary. You know what? I feel like, Justin Jefferson, I know this is like a thing that everybody wants to trade him. Listen, for me, only way I'm trading him is if he asks for a trade, right? I feel like I'd rather have him than not have him. He's not our biggest issue. He's not our biggest issue. His contract isn't the biggest issue. Our biggest issue is we don't know what we're doing when it comes to developing talent. That is my biggest thing with Kevin O'Connell. And what are we going to do in the draft? What are we going to do in the draft? Who's going to be our GM? We don't even have a GM. That is our biggest issue. Now, if Justin Jefferson requests a trade, so be it. So be it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I want to win a Super Bowl. I don't care who the wide receivers is. I don't care who the coach is, who the quarterback is. I don't care. Ain't nothing personal. I just want to win a Super Bowl. I literally just made a short yesterday, and I put it out today, talking about we had Super Bowl 60. We just had Super Bowl 60 was the Seahawks. So the next Super Bowl 61. I want to win a Super Bowl in the 60s. I don't want to wait. Listen, Vikings need to win a Super Bowl before 100 Super Bowls. We need to win a Super Bowl soon. There's so many Viking fans that seen 4 Super Bowls and we took L's every single time. Like, I don't care how we get there. Let's just get there and win, man. Like, I'm so tired of losing. I agree with Trey Jefferson to Green. No. We'll never do that. I'm a Chicago fan, so let the Bears get Crosby, and then I'm down. Fame. What? Nah, we'll never do that. If we do that, man, we're gonna get cooked, man. We're gonna get cooked, and we got nobody to blame but ourselves. If we trade him to a division rival like the Packers, we're getting cooked. We're getting cooked and fried. Even with the Chiefs, it doesn't work, man. Even 15 cannot throw for 300 yards a game. With Jefferson, he might, but you need a run game. Yes, you need a run game. Straight up. Learn. He's been a head coach for 4 years. Yeah, exactly. He's been a head coach for 4 years, but the problem, T-Bass, is they didn't fire him, and we ain't win no playoff games. So that's why I'm kind of like, all right, I'm trying to be optimistic with the man, but I gotta be honest, man. I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin O'Connell. I'm not gonna say in cap, and we still got him as our head coach. Our owners won't fire him. They fired our GM, and we still ain't fired our head coach. Our owners, not our owners, the Vikings owners should have fired everybody. Started fresh. You still got Kevin O'Connell in the building because he has a great win-loss record in the regular season. If I'm not mistaken, what does that matter if you lose in the playoffs? If you lose in the first round in the playoffs, how can you get to the Super Bowl? Yes, I understand you have to win enough games to get to the playoffs, but what does it matter if you're getting booted in the first round in the playoffs? It's crazy. Everybody in the building, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit the like button, everybody. Hit the subscribe button. We going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And we're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. And God bless to each and every one of y'all that's in the building. I'm reading kind of, why wouldn't you be excited about a new throne? Yeah, shoot, I would be. Yeah, I would like listen, I really wanted to start over. Like the whole keeping Kevin O'Connell is like, I'm sorry, like I'm trying to believe in the man. I'm trying to believe that he can be the guy, but I feel like and I know people don't like JJ McCarthy. Look, I'm not saying JJ McCarthy didn't make mistakes. I'm not trying to take all the responsibility away from JJ McCarthy. That's not what I'm doing. But what I will say, and we all need to admit to this, the play calling was horrible all season long. It was horrible. And especially during the beginning of the season, it was horrible. Later in the season, he looked decent. JJ McCarthy looked decent. JJ McCarthy looked so bad early on in the season that they was comparing him to Jamarcus Russell, Zach Wilson. There was memes left and right. Y'all know I'm telling y'all the truth. He didn't look good at all. And I'm being honest. I'm trying to be respectful when I say that. He didn't look good. But at the same time, it's like your head coach got to put your team in a better situation to win. And the one thing you don't want to do is not establish the run game, even with a banged up offensive line, because people keep saying this excuse. Well, how can you run the ball if your offensive line is banged up? Well, we still average 4.5 a carry with a banged up offensive line, and also you still got to try to attempt the run. Like I said before, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl against the Chiefs a couple of seasons ago, right? What did they do? They tried to establish the run with Saquon Barkley. Even though the Eagles couldn't establish the run with Saquon Barkley, the Chiefs were stacking the box and we're not letting him go off. We going to stack the box. They still kept their defense honest, right? Because they ran the ball, and guess what happened? Jalen Hurts played the best game of his life, and he was throwing dimes. And on top of that, Jalen Hurts used his legs to run the ball as well. But he was throwing dimes to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and what's his name? Dallas Goedert or whatever. But you gotta try to still run the ball. You can't just give up on the run when it's not successful right away. You gotta keep the defense honest because those pass rushers, there's some great pass rushers in the NFL right now. If you just drop back every single time, listen, unless you got, even with the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but unless you got like a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that, and even them, they're gonna still run the ball. They're still gonna call run plays. Even they need the run game. So it's like you're not gonna be able to do it with a second-year quarterback. And then on top of that, right? He keeps getting hurt. And I'm not blaming Kevin O'Connell for the injuries. That's just going to happen. It's part of the game. It's football. But you have a lesser chance of getting hurt if you try to run the ball, especially when you have a banged-up offensive line. If you try to drop back and pass with a banged-up offensive line, the way we had Christian Darrisaw out, Brian O'Neill out, Donovan Jackson out, and Ryan Kelly out. And he was trying to drop back and have these long, drawn-out routes that went 20 yards down the field all season long. Makes no sense. There's a higher risk of injury because of that alone. Not blaming Kevin O'Connell because you're a football player. You're going to get hit. But we got to try to lessen the hits by trying to run the ball. Try to run the ball. Would you trade Justin Jefferson for Myles Garrett? I'm a defensive person. That's all you need to hear. And I love Justin Jefferson. But yeah. Bring back Kirk Cousins, sign Breeze. Bring back Kirk Cousins. I'm gonna say this, brother, man. Respectfully speaking, I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is not. He might not be. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is totally washed, but I'm respectfully speaking. I don't want to go backwards. I want to move forward. And it's not because I don't think he can't play. I think he would be a great backup to JJ McCarthy. But I just want to start over. I just want to start over. And I'm cool on Kirk Cousins. He used to be our quarterback, Captain Kirk, first cousin. I'm cool on Kirk Cousins. It makes so much sense, but I'm still against it. Like I'm still like against it because I just feel like if you're trying to establish something with JJ McCarthy if he's healthy, Kirk Cousins is not the quarterback to have behind him. People love Kirk Cousins still to this day. As soon as JJ McCarthy throws one interception, everybody's going to call for Kirk Cousins to play. You know what I mean? I like Kirk. I hope the best for Kirk. God bless the Kirk and his family. But respectfully, I'm trying to move on from Kirk Cousins. Like I'd rather go in another direction. But if it happens, what choice do I have? I'm just a fan giving you my opinion. Listen, if they go that route, okay. But I'm telling y'all right now, JJ McCarthy better be on point. Because if he ain't on point, Viking fans, this is what's going to happen. JJ McCarthy drop back, interception, pick six. Boo! Get JJ McCarthy out of the game. Get him out of the game. Put Kirk Cousins in. Put Kirk Cousins in. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. They, listen, Viking fans don't play. See, I went to my first Viking game. I went to the Falcons game. We took the L, by the way, but I went to my first Viking game. It was the best, one of the best experiences of my life. Minneapolis is a beautiful city. I met Dante Culpepper. I met a lot of cool people. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was it was one of the coolest times of my life. I'm not even over exaggerating when I say that. But man, Viking fans don't play. Like, I never would I thought they were more like a fan base that really, like they're patient with every little thing. They don't boo. Man, I went to the game. Them Viking fans wasn't playing against, listen, they were booing the Vikings offense pretty much off the dang on field. That's how bad that offense was. Viking fans was booing the crap out of them. And Viking fans was leaving the stadium before the game was over. See, I spent my hard-earned money, so I wasn't leaving the game. I was watching every second of the game. I wasn't leaving the game, whether we was winning or losing. But Viking fans don't play, man. It ain't what you think. People think Viking fans are they're real patient and they don't be booing. Man, Viking fans be booing. They boo, bro. They don't play. We wait so long to fire people. It's crazy. If Vax, we talking about Jefferson like he's the best wide receiver in the league. What are we doing, man? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why people want to fire Justin Jefferson. He's not the problem. The only way Jefferson becomes a problem is if he requests a trade. He hasn't requested a trade. The only thing that Justin Jefferson said or did, that I was just like, I don't think you should. It is what it is. You speak your mind. He was talking about like Sam Darnold, which is cool. It's understandable. He's in the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl and all that. I get it. But it's kind of like indirectly taking a shot at JJ McCarthy. And I look at it like this: Justin Jefferson, you got to do your part as well. You are, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the game. There were some passes that JJ threw to and you dropped, bro. You dropped. I don't care how hard JJ McCarthy threw the ball to you, bro. You a wide receiver. Your job is to catch the ball. Listen, you dropped the ball a few times last season. Yes, JJ McCarthy sometimes wasn't accurate. He was underthrowing. He was throwing behind. He was throwing too high. I get it. But when it did hit you in the hand sometimes, he dropped the ball. That's a fact. But Justin Jefferson is the one guy, if there's only two players, no, really one player that I'm not trying to trade, and that's Justin Jefferson. Everybody else can, like, I'll trade anybody on this team. Unless JJ, I'm talking about Justin Jefferson, requests a trade, everybody else can get traded. From Christian Darrisaw to Brian O'Neill, and the only reason why I say Christian Darrisaw is because he keeps getting hurt. That's the problem we have right now is our tackles, Yes, they're Pro Bowl tackles, but what's the point of having Pro Bowl tackles if they can't play? Um, Easily Miles Garrett would make us a top three defense. Oh yeah, but yeah, that's hypothetical question. I would love Miles Garrett. Yeah, heck yeah. You what would Brian Flores do? What would our defense was number 3 without a star player like that? Imagine having a player like that. Yes, we way too loyal to people to some. Yeah, need a coach that wants to run the ball. And Rock, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? The Rock, sis. The Rock. Hey, listen, man. I'm 100% with you, bro. Like, we need a coach that has a more balanced offense. You know what I mean? That's the number one thing for me. A more balanced offense. You know, it don't gotta be you run the ball 50 times a game, but you gotta run the ball more than what we have been. That's what I would say. Run the freaking ball a little bit more. But shout out to everybody in the building. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Flores over Kevin O'Connor. He needs to be head coach, sign it, OC. Like, yeah, you know what though, bro? A lot of people saying that. I'd rather have Jameson Williams than and Jared Goff than JJ McCarthy and JJ. You know what's so crazy though? Like, I just feel like JJ McCarthy not getting a fair chance, but I get it though. My whole thing with JJ McCarthy is he keep getting hurt. It's not about his ability. I know people probably thinking, Mike, you tripping, man. JJ McCarthy isn't good, Mike. What is you talking about? Hey, listen, man. He ain't get a fair chance. And he gotta be healthy. If he gets hurt again, okay, y'all got me. But I feel like he's not getting a fair chance because of the play calling was horrible. I'm not even blaming injuries. I'm blaming play calling. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to keep sticking to it. Play calling was bad. Rock said Flores. We don't even know if JJ McCarthy can stay healthy, though. NFL season before we even talk Super Bowl first, or can at least play hurt, because I don't want somebody that can play hurt on my foot. Yeah, that can't play hurt on. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Give us Dawson 3, and I'll give you Drake. Give us Drake. You know what's so crazy, man? I would love to have Drake May, man, but that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Especially when we don't know if he's good. At least Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, injury prone. They at least took their team to the playoffs and built. I agree. It's not even that I don't believe in Kevin O'Connell. We just need to fire him and promote Flores before we lose him. Flores is a 100. You know what? I would say this. I'm gonna give Kevin O'Connell this year, and we'll see what happens. But I think both of them could be good together. Is they both got to do their job at a high level. If Kevin O'Connell can have at least a average offense, and Brian Flores does his job again, and we have a top 10 defense or whatever, sky's the limit for this team. But they both got to do their job. You know what I mean? I would like to have both of them on the team. But Kevin O'Connell got to do his thing when it comes to his play calling. I'm being optimistic and I'm being very nice right now, because usually I'm like, man, get rid of Kevin O'Connell. But, you know, I'm going to give him this year. That's it. This is the last year. If we don't go nowhere this year and our offense looks horrible, yeah, Brian Flores is going to probably take his job. Who knows? I don't know what the plans for the Vikings. Like, I don't know what the Vans got planned. But shout out to Mary in the building. Vikings should trade JJ for Quentin Nelson in the first round, second. Wow. Please have to move on. He gave us a playoff game. Falcons benched him. Talk about division and organization. Yes. Yes, division and organization, players, fans. That chapter is over. Yeah, Mary, I'm with you. 100% with you. Moving on from Cousins. What's the best move the Vikings could have done? Hate. Oh, dang, don't hate him now. Don't hate him now. If Kevin O'Connell, if Kettle, if Kevin O'Connell does what? What's up, Mike? If Kevin O'Connell, these are the things I was saying earlier in the live. Number one, learning from his mistakes when it comes to play calling, establishing the run, learning from the team that got far in the playoffs. Every team pretty much were very good at running the ball. The two teams that were in the Super Bowl were two teams that were top 10 in running the ball. So learn from that, right? I understand teams love to air the ball out, but you still have to have a balanced offense for the most part. And if you don't have a Matthew Stafford, if you don't have a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes, and there's a couple other quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, whatever, I'm not going to name them all. You ain't, listen, even they need a running game, but if you don't got those quarterbacks, man, you ain't supposed to be throwing the ball 50 times in a game or 40-something times in a game every dang on week, bro. You got to establish the run somewhat. So that's number one. Establish the dang on run. Number two, find out who could be the next GM of the Vikings. I like John McKay. I'm gonna keep on speaking it. Hopefully I can speak it into existence. John McKay's my guy. Right? Find a freaking GM that works with you. Don't get a GM. Like, you got to make sure the GM has the same mindset you have. Because if you don't, and he has a whole different, like, oh, listen, Kevin O'Connell, I get it. I get what you're trying to do, but I'm doing something different. I think this will work. The GM and the head coach got to work together. So find the right GM, right? Number three, stop being, it's okay. I don't want to say soft, but stop being nice. Stop being too nice to everybody. If a coach isn't doing their job, fire them. For instance, the Dinosaur defense, when we had Kirk Cousins and we went against the Giants at home, we lost. And you want to know why? Because our defensive coordinator was horrible. And we were giving up a lot of points every game. That's why we had to come back so many games, because our defense was horrible. If your defensive coordinator is that bad, why are you waiting to the end of the season to fire him? The season's over now, Kevin O'Connell. Why wait? Fire him mid-season. All right, another example. The offensive line coach. You waited to the end of the season to fire this man, knowing darn well our offensive line looked bad all season. I know we was hurt, but it didn't have to look that dang on bad. Fire the guy. Stop being so freaking nice. Fire these dudes so we have a chance to do something in the playoffs. Stop doing that. I cannot stand that. That is like the one thing, bro. Like, fire dudes that's not doing a job. There's only one coach, and I said this once. I already said this once. I'm going to say it again. There's only one coach on the Minnesota Vikings right now, Kevin O'Connell, that you probably can't fire, and that's Brian Flores. Other than that, bro, you can fire everybody. You can fire everybody. Now, number 5. Figure out the direction we're going in the draft and free agency. Make sure whoever you draft in the first round to the 7th round is not about drafting the talent. It's about developing the talent. Make sure they're able to be coachable and develop. Make sure they have good character, but make sure they're able, that you think that you can develop this dude and make him potentially a Pro Bowl or a serviceable player. I don't want to draft dudes in the first round, the 2nd round, 3rd round, whatever round, and they're not even getting on the football field. They're only getting on the football field for special teams. I don't want that. Please don't do that. Now, get into free agency. Kevin O'Connell, because I'm saying Kevin O'Connell because he's pretty much in charge. He's going to be one of the biggest reasons why they choose the GM. I'm just letting y'all know this right now. He's going to be the biggest reasons on who they draft. I'm telling y'all this right now. So that's why I keep saying Kevin O'Connell. He has to do all this. And free agency. Yeah, they got to somehow get rid of Jonathan Allen, somehow get rid of Hargrave, restructure or release TJ Hawkinson, figure something out, get some money, and go get you either a center or whatever we need to improve this team. I don't care. Just improve this team. I don't know what they're going to do. But get some cap room so we can go get some players, because we don't have no money to spend. So Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Kevin O'Connell, Viking fans will believe in him if he can do all that. And that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm just giving you my opinion. I already know some Viking fans believe in Kevin O'Connell, and that's fine. Respectfully, I disagree. He got to prove to me for me to believe in what he got going on. Because I haven't been seeing, like, I get the speeches in the locker room after a win. They sound all that in a bag of chips. I love them. I love the energy. But at the same time, that's not going to get us a Super Bowl. That's the ultimate mission. All right, let me get to the comments. JJ McCarthy is hot, but oh gosh. Once a head coach takes OC or DC, it's very hard to get them to just be a head coach in the future. Usually, they have to be fired and swap teams for it to happen. I like that. I would love Kevin O'Connell, the next coach for the Chiefs after Andy's gone. You be careful what you wish for, brother. Respectfully. I don't believe in Kevin O'Connell. He's shown he is a bad coach too much. Yep. What's going on? Northeast in the building, baby. Northeast in the building, baby. Mike's in the building. Mary's in the building. Daniel's in the building. Everybody in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. We're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. And God bless to everybody that's in the chat. And I'm not sure where everybody lives, but if you live in the East Coast, there's a snowstorm hitting our way. I was told today it's going to be 8 to 16 inches. So please be safe, each and every one of y'all. Yeah, be safe. Hold up. I guess I had to get reliable, strong backup. With which we didn't have last year. Still believe McCarthy deserves another chance to prove that he can do. Competition would be good. Yep, I agree with everything you said, Mary. Kevin O'Connell needs to realize he isn't Shanahan or McVay. Yeah, he ain't. Yeah, he definitely ain't them. And run the which they do more than yes, and play complimentary for yes. No reason to miss players when you have the best DC. GK, thank you for everything you just said. Listen, I couldn't say it any better. He has to have a more balanced offense. I keep bringing up this Adrian Peterson jersey on my wall. You know, I'm so proud to have that jersey. And the one thing about me is I got an old school mentality when it comes to football. And I just feel like football's not supposed to be a pretty sport, right? Throwing the ball sometimes looks pretty, right? The spiral of the ball and the wide receiver catches the ball. It looks nice. I absolutely love it. But you still have to bring that physicality. You still have to establish the run game. And I literally just seen a running back win the MVP of the dang on Super Bowl. That should tell you everything you need to know. So Viking fans, you're not wrong when you say Kevin O'Connell needs to step his game up. Kevin O'Connell has to figure out a way to not give up on the run. Even if the run game isn't working early on, don't give up on the run for the rest of the game. You got to still try to run the ball. Make the adjustments at halftime and figure out, all right, if I can't run it on the outside, let me try to run it in the inside. Even though they might got a very good defensive tackle, maybe I can figure a way to create a little bit of room and let my running back do what he do. You know what I mean? Or maybe you can't run it in the middle. I'm going to run on the outside. Or find another freaking way. Just find a way. Find a way to run the ball. Figure a way. And figure a way to get your best player the ball. It doesn't have to be complicated, a trick pass, a trick play where you're doing like a double reverse handoff and you throw it backwards, and then it goes to the tight end, and then T.J. Hawkinson's throwing a pass to Justin Jefferson. Like, we don't need all that, bro. Figure a way. Make it simple. Make it simple. Kevin O'Connell did nothing to help McCarthy last year. Yup. He has to realize he needs to help with the play calling. This team will never succeed till Mary. People ain't gonna like what you just said that last statement that you just said, but it's true. You're not going to succeed if your play calling is terrible, and this is why I try to tell people it's not. I'm not saying JJ McCarthy didn't make mistakes. I don't want people saying that. I don't want people saying like, oh, Mike ain't holding JJ McCarthy accountable. I'm holding that young man accountable as well. But at the same time, when you have an offensive-minded head coach that refuses to run the ball even though it works, that's alarming to me. And only changed it after, week 14? When the season was almost pretty much over? Like, come on, bro. It doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. And I'm trying to be nice when I talk about Kevin O'Connell, but I can't be nice no more, man. The man was horrible with the play calling. Terrible. And Viking fans deserve better. Like we are like one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL, and we are talking about play calling because we don't have the confidence in our head coach calling plays. That should be the least of what we're talking about. But we're talking about it because we seen what he did last season. And it's bullcrap because we deserve better than that. We deserve to be in the playoffs every single year, man. To have a chance. We deserve a franchise quarterback that puts the team on his back when the defense ain't playing well. When the team ain't playing well as a whole, we got that star quarterback that puts the team on his back and he takes us home to the promised land and we get the dub. We deserve that. We deserve a defense, even though our quarterback might be struggling in a specific game. Our defense says, I got you. We not letting them score nothing but field goals and maybe not even field goals. We deserve that. We deserve a head coach that makes halftime adjustments when the offense gets shut down or the defense can't stop nobody. He says, yo, I see this. You tell Brian Flores, because Brian Flores ain't going to know everything. Oh, hey, Brian Flores, I see this is what I'm seeing. I think you need to change this up. Oh, because he's the head coach. He's the head coach of everybody. He's not just the coach of the offense. He's the coach of the whole entire team, special teams, defense, and offense. Make the halftime adjustments. Be like, all right, say it's the offense struggling. Okay, we ran the ball only 5 times in the first half or 10 times in the first half. We averaged probably 3.5 a carry or 4.3 a carry. Maybe we should turn it up a little bit and run the ball. Like, he needs to do that. I'm trying to be optimistic and that he will think like that. But I'm telling y'all right now, he is the biggest problem, in my opinion. It isn't J.J. McCarthy. Now, if J.J. McCarthy turns out not to be the guy, okay, we move on from him. But I really feel like with a top 3 defense last season, our offense was ranked number 29th in total offense. We couldn't score at all. And if it wasn't for our defense, we wouldn't even. I'm scared. No, I'm not scared, but I'm honestly concerned on what our record would be last season if it wasn't for our defense. If our defense wasn't that good last season, I don't know if we would have won 3 games. I'm being honest with y'all. If our defense wasn't that good, we would probably have a top 3 pick. I'm not making this up, y'all. And that's horrible. Our offense, even with all the injuries, should not be ranked 29th. There's 32 teams in the NFL, and we was ranked 29th. We should at least, even with the injuries, be at least mid-teens, at least. Mid-teens, at least. I don't know, man. Kevin O'Connell can't fire anyone. Hold on. Kevin O'Connell can't fire no one. I don't know, man. He seemed like, I don't know. He might not be able to. Or don't be pass heavy, or a defense can tee off when they not worried about you running the ball. That's true. If I know you're going to run the ball 10 to 12 times max, I'm going to full. Yeah, exactly. You can't be one dimensional. Facts. What's up, Bob? He said, what's going on, everyone? I hope all this around getting shout out to my guy Bob in the building. Evening, everybody. Kevin O'Connell is a great passing coordinator. Would love him as an OC, but making the decisions he does is terrible for this team's offense. He doesn't know how to run the ball. Robbie is the GM already. Any GM search is, yeah. He's the so he is the GM. Is he going to be the GM for like the future? Like, I know they need to get somebody in that position, but Kevin O'Connell is a great passing coordinator. Um, Kevin O'Connell is a great. I read that. Read that. Trade Hawk. You can't release. He's still valuable and should get a second or a couple of thirds. Yeah. I don't know about getting a second round, man. A second round pick for Hawk. I'll be happy with a third. Honestly, I'll be happy with a fourth. I'll be happy with any of that. Hey, it is Darnold. Just wanted to let you. Oh, okay. I got you, Donald. Okay, Donald. What's good with you, bro? My bull are furious. What's up, brother? What's going on? I don't want to get back into the position of kicking salary cap down the road and having to pay for it a few years from now. Let this team fail and blow it up. You know what? That's another thing that can. That's another thing people were saying. T Bass, like they was like, all right, let JJ McCarthy play. If he isn't good, we won't win that many games. Let Kevin O'Connell be the head coach and be the play caller. If he isn't good, we won't win that many games. And in 2027, we can start completely over. That's how, hey, listen, a lot of Viking fans, they saying that 20, and I don't know about this next draft. I don't know about 2027 NFL draft, but they saying that the quarterbacks in this next draft is going to be very, very good. So, and I don't know. So I'm just going by what people are saying. I got to do my own research, but it'll probably work out for the benefit if we do bad. I'm just saying. Kevin O'Connell is a politician, not a good head coach. If Flores was a head coach, he would be able to check Kevin O'Connell and make him run more. They need to switch positions. Now, they're not going to switch positions until like say for instance, like if we start the season, we start like 1-5 or something like that. In the first 6 games, we 1-5. There could be a potential of a firing. Who knows? But Kevin O'Connell has so much respect, man. I feel like Kevin O'Connell has a lot of respect from the owners, and they're not going to let that man go unless he really does terrible next year. We'll see what happens. I feel like his job is on the line, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the head coach for 2027, even if we do bad. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? He can't be that bad, bro. Kevin O'Connell cannot be that bad. It depends on what Viking fan you talk to. You talk to me, I'm not the biggest Kevin O'Connell guy. Yeah, I will admit, I'm not the biggest Kevin O'Connell guy. I'm not going to lie. I feel like he put this team, he put JJ McCarthy in a bad situations throughout the season. I'm talking about offensively specifically, not defense, not special teams. I'm talking about offensively. This offense was straight up terrible. It was awful pretty much the whole entire season. And no, don't give me the excuses of injuries because I know it's a whole different culture and a whole other organization. I seen the 49ers lose everybody. So I don't want to hear these excuses, and they almost got the number 1 seed in the NFC conference. Don't give me the excuses with injuries no more. We got to stop using this as an excuse. First of all, injuries are part of the game. You got to be able to figure that out as a head coach and figure out what to do to you might not be able to replace a star player or a certain player, but you got to be able to do something to overcome it. And don't make it seem like, oh, the season's over. We lost our tackle. It's over now. Nah, man, I'm not going to go down the list of what the 49ers lost last year. I'm not going to do it because it's going to make me feel some type of way because I'm like, well, how come the Vikings couldn't do that? I'm not going to put myself in that mindset because I already know what the 49ers lost. And it was crazy on how the 49ers were a game away there was a game away from being the number one seed in the NFC. They lost so many players. When you get a chance, look up all the players they lost, including players on their offensive line, including losing their starting quarterback, including losing one of the best linebackers in the game, including losing one of the best pass rushers in the game. I could keep going on. So don't give me the excuse, well, the offensive line was banged up. Okay, well then it happens. You're going to have to figure something out, Kevin O'Connell. Hold on. Y'all about to make me go in. Y'all about to make me talk that talk. But it is true. Change up the play calling and maybe things can get better. And if J.J. McCarthy isn't the guy, we'll move on from him in 2027. Period. But at least let that man have a better play calling. At least give him one more year. And if he gets hurt, then obviously the man can't be healthy then. He can't stay healthy. If he gets hurt, okay. Still bring in competition. But when people listen, I say this respectfully. We don't need no Tua. Tua ain't coming. He better not come. I don't want Kirk Cousins. I say that respectfully. Kyle Murray, people trying to hype up Kyler Murray. I'm not really the biggest fan of Kyler Murray, but I'll take Kyler Murray over Tua and Kirk Cousins. Mac Jones, I actually like Mac Jones, but I'm not trying to give up anything for him, really. So you ain't going to get him because I ain't trying to give up nothing. But I do like Mac Jones. I think he's better than what people give him credit for. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Sam Darnold, but I don't think he's as bad as some people try to make it seem. And when you talk about Joe Burrow, I just don't think that's happening. I'm not trying to be negative, y'all. I don't think that's happening. Justin Herbert is not happening. I don't think. Baker Mayfield, I don't think that's happening. I would love to get Baker Mayfield. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. But I don't think it's happening. Bob is in the building. Free agent is not how you build a team. It's the draft. Exactly. And development. Facts. Because this is what I'm saying. Like Kevin O'Connell, you got to draft these players and you got to develop them. I keep saying there's no such thing as a perfect prospect. There's not one prospect, I don't think, in NFL history where they were just a perfect player. Well, I don't know about that. There's some great players that just got drafted and was just amazing off the bat. So I can't say that, but I'm pretty sure they had some type of flaws. You know what I mean? So, I mean, come on. We got to develop. I just wonder who Kevin O'Connell listens to. If he's smart, he should go for his life. Yeah, he should. I want to know how much power Kevin O'Connell really has. How much do the owners love Kevin O'Connell? Maybe T-Bass knows. Maybe Mary knows. I don't live in Minnesota. Maybe y'all know more than what I'm know. Bob, I don't know who lives in Minnesota, but how much power does Kevin O'Connell have? Is he untouchable where he won't get fired even if they suck next year? If they suck next year, is there a real possibility that he will get fired? Or am I just talking and I don't know what the heck I'm talking about? Because I feel like his job is on the line, but why do I have this gut feeling that the owners of the team love this dude so much no matter what, and no matter, he can't do nothing wrong, and there's always an excuse for why the team does bad when it comes to him. So I wonder how much power Kevin O'Connell really has. Every championship team has a great running game. Most of them do, Mary. That's why we have to sell. And Viking fans, we know great running backs. Hold on, let me name some of the best running backs of all time. Hold on real quick. Hold on, because I know I'm a 90s baby, so I can't give you like, hold up. Hold on real quick. All right, so I'm Adrian Peterson. That's my guy, right? I was a Chester Taylor guy. Chester Taylor, I don't think stayed long enough to really do. I mean, of course, I love Dalvin Cook. They're more recent running backs, I guess you would say, right? But then you got Chuck Foreman, Robert Smith. Uh, I like the nickname. What's his name? Listen, I don't know. Bill Boom Boom Brown. That was his nickname. Bill Boom Boom Brown. He played from 1962 to 1974. Known for tough, durable. Played over 13 seasons in the NFL for the Vikings. I knew about Chuck Foreman. I knew about Robert Smith, of course, Dalvin Cook and Adrian Peterson. I really didn't know too much about Bill Boom Boom Brown. I just looked him up just now. My point is this: like, we need to figure something out with this run game. We really do. Jones not home. Actually, the Vikings ran the ball too much when they had Peterson. Yeah. When they had Peterson, we need a more balanced offense. Like, I don't want it to be an offense where we run the ball 40 times a game. I don't want it to be like, I can understand. Say for instance, it depends on the matchup. Like, say for instance, like, it's a team that can't stop the run at all. Just run the freaking ball until they stop it. I mean, you can still pass the ball, but if they can't stop the run, why not running? I look at it how I feel like the best offenses in the game are the offenses that are more balanced, where it doesn't necessarily have to be a 50-50 when it comes to run and pass, but it's close. Maybe it's 10 off. You know what I mean? More passing than running, or 10 off, more running than passing. It doesn't have to be exactly 50-50, right? Just a more balanced offense. I don't want it to be like too much of a run heavy offense. I don't want it to be too much of a pass heavy offense. I want teams to be, I want the defenses of the opposing team to be like, man, I don't know what's coming next. Was time there was 10 people in the box. And yes. And you know what's crazy? Because we had Christian Ponder. Yeah, T-Bass. Yeah, T-Bass. Yeah, I get it. And guess what? Even with them stacking the box, T-Bass, they still couldn't stop Adrian Peterson. Even when people stacked the dang on box, the Vikings offensive line made a hole, and Adrian Peterson did what he did. Breaking tackles. Yeah, he had a fumbling issue, I will admit. But he was very, very, very good. Very good. I agree with that, T-Bass. Skull, baby. Kevin O'Connell and his assistant haven't developed any of their and you know what? Northeast. Let me say this, right? Because listen, Crazy deserved to be fired. I'm not saying bring Crazy back. That's not what I'm saying. He made some stupid draft picks. He made some stupid off-season free agent signings and letting some people go. So I'm not saying bring Crazy back. I want to just restate. I wanted to say that again. But he did draft Ed Ingram. And Ed Ingram, what was he on the Texans? Let me look it up because I'm getting confused. Somebody was on the Texans. Somebody was on the Colts. I think it was on the Texans. Ed Ingram, whatever team he was on, how was he a bust with the Vikings, but he was good on the Texans? It's about the developing. It's about the system. There's a whole bunch of stuff we got. Listen, it's deeper than just drafting talent. We have to develop talent. Northeast is 100% correct. It's not about, like I said, you can draft the best prospect in the 2026 NFL draft. Say they drop to number 18. Say it's a pass rusher. Say we just stick and pick, we draft a pass rusher, which is cool with me. I don't care. We need someone that can get after the quarterback. I wouldn't mind that. I know we got some pass rushers, but I wouldn't mind that. Have Dallas Turner on one side, or two good pass rushers and their rookie contract getting after the quarterback. I would love that. But say we draft them, but what if they don't develop? And that's defense. Now that's probably going to be mostly on Brian Flores, right? But still on Kevin O'Connell. He's the head coach. Then you think about the offense. Now, he better develop players on the offense, whether it's the center position, wide receiver, tackle, guard, whoever it is. You got to develop these dudes. You can't just draft them and he just because he's a first round, he's ready to start, and then he looks bad because you're not teaching him anything, or you're not. I'm not saying he's not teaching them anything, but they're not developing them like they should be developed, right? Because it don't make sense where we have multiple players on this team leave this team and do better on another team. That's unacceptable. Listen, Bradbury, I didn't like Bradbury. He was pretty decent with the Patriots all season long. How was he decent with the Patriots, but he was sucked with the Vikings? Or I don't want to say sucked. He wasn't the best with the Vikings. All right, Ed Ingram, for example. That's the same thing with him. And then what's another player? There's numerous players. I can't name off the top of my head. It doesn't make sense. The only talent that gets developed is on the defensive side. I don't know about that, bro, because I think you got to develop wide receivers. Some wide receivers are going to need to learn how to do certain things that, especially when you go against those elite corners, what other techniques they have to learn to, get open and their foot, and they got to stop certain tendencies, because these defensive cornerbacks, they watch so much film and they'll learn your tendencies of, like, if your arm is this way, too much over this way, little tiny things, they'll figure it out and be like, all right, you got to be able to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Protect what plays called, protect what's about to happen. Because certain wide receivers, they might give up, all right, when they know it's a run play, they might have their feet a certain way. You know what I mean? Their leg a certain way, or their arm a certain way. You know what I mean? And then they watch the film and they learn it. And just getting wide open against these corners I'm pretty sure it's hard. You know what I mean? Techniques and stuff that you have to do, especially offensive line. Oh my gosh. I feel like you definitely got to develop offensive linemen, the guards and all that, the tackles. You know what I mean? We have to get back into the playoffs this season. Yeah, the Commanders, they got to get healthy. Commanders got to get healthy. Shout out to you, bro, Grizz. Too many Viking fans totally content with the mantle winning his team without a Super Bowl. No, heck no, not me, T-Bass. They are scared to death to go through a few bad years, even if it ends up really good. Man, T-Bass, I'm ready to start over, man. Listen, but if we start over, then you definitely do gotta trade Justin Jefferson. I'm willing to start over. Like, I wasn't really rocking with the competitive rebuild. You know, that thing, that the words that was coming out crazy in Kevin O'Connell's mouth. Competitive rebuild. No, man, rebuild, bro. Get rid of everybody. Get picks. Build from the muscle. Build from the draft, and go from there. You know what I mean? I'm all down to the stuff. Yeah, for real. I agree. Should have made me your GM. It happened already. Yo. All right. I want to ask everybody that's in the chat. What is the number one thing? If you was the GM of the Vikings right now, what would you do? What's one thing? Just one. Give me two things if you want. Give me one or two things. What's the first two things you would do? If you was the GM of the Minnesota Vikings, what are two things you would do? This team makes me. Don't do that. You know what though, man? I was drinking the purple Kool-Aid last season, but I was like, yo, we gonna beat the brakes off of everybody. And it didn't work out my way. Hey, listen, it was terrible last year. I said, gosh, man. Hey, listen, man. I was talking heavy last year, man. I was talking like I had no business talking, trying to make it seem like the Vikings were going to do something. Well, I'm a Viking fan. I'm gonna be optimistic, but I was delusional. I was delusional. Man. And then what made it worse was Sam Darnold doing what he did with a team, with a coach that knew what to do. You know what I'm saying? And he won the dang on Super Bowl. That's what makes it worse. That's what made everything worse. Sam Darnold doing what he did. And you know what else? You had Drake May. He's 23 years old, only a few months older than JJ McCarthy. In the same draft as JJ McCarthy, get to the dang on Super Bowl. Ain't nobody talking about that enough. That man is 23 years old and he went to his first Super Bowl. That's crazy. Crazy. We're literally the Texans, except JJ McCarthy is somehow worse than Stroud. Without Flores, we're the Raiders. Oh gosh. Top five, I do believe, yeah. Top five. Kevin O'Connor did absolutely nothing with Sam Darnold. Any and all credit for Sam goes to Sam. Oh, wow, you ain't giving him you. Oh, you definitely don't like Kevin O'Connell himself. It was always in him. Yeah, yeah. Kevin O'Connell, the whole quarterback whisperer. I think that's another thing that we keep a lot of Viking fans say. Who made that up? Who made that up? Like I don't know. 2027 quarterback, Arch Manning, Texas running back Isaac Brown, Louisville. Keep an eye out for those two. Yeah, Arch Manning is the popular, and Isaac Brown. I got to look him up. But Arch Manning is the one I keep hearing. Kevin O'Connell is old man. Smithers from Scooby Dooby Doo. Where are you, Dogs? What's good with you, bro? If we could draft for injuries, wouldn't be such an issue. But Quasi was horrible with a lot of the draft picks. He had a couple of good free agency signings. Like I love Blake Cashman, I love Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard, Eric Wilson. But other than Isaiah Rodgers was solid. Other than that, bro, man, he really didn't do too much, man. I thought Will Fries was a decent signing, but he wasn't the best last season. But nobody was really good on the offensive line last season. And then when you talk about all the stupid signings of Hargrave and Jonathan Allen can't even stop the freaking run. Jalen Redmond is the only good defensive tackle and this is why I want to go DT in the first round. Defensive tackle. Defensive tackle or safety for me in the first round in the 2026 NFL draft. I want to go defensive tackle more than anything because we need a Pro Bowl defensive tackle. I would love to get a Pro Bowl defensive tackle. The second Kevin O'Connell called bootleg for the goal with a bad O-line against the number one defense when Brosmer started for the first. Yes, I knew he was a bad coach. Yeah, that was a horrible play calling. Horrible. Kevin O'Connell, McCheeks, McCheeks, when he thinks he's Shanahan, we need to fire him and promote Flores and run the OC to take over the offense play calling. Granted, I was saying it before then. He just confirmed it with that. Yeah, that whole play action pass. It was like, what was it, 4th and inches? Guy did a whole play action pass with a banged up offensive line with Max Brosmer, and it turned out to be a pick six. It literally like happened in slow motion where I'm like, yo, this can't be happening. I started to laugh. Not because I want my team to lose. I laughed because of how bad the play calling was. I said, this has got to be the worst play calling I have ever seen in my life being a Viking fan. You can't get worse than that. Guy did a whole play action pass when it's 4th and inches. Just run the freaking ball. If you don't get it, at least it'll be a turnover on downs and you ain't throwing a pick six. But this guy does a whole play action pass, knowing the offensive line is just not good right now. I don't understand it. Malik Willis is happening. Possibility. Is that? I make Mac Jones for a 5th or 6th round pick. We need someone that can play complementary ball with elite defense. JJ McCarthy. Now you're not getting him for a 5th or 6th. You're going to have to give up. The least is your 3rd round pick. You're going to if to be honest with you, to get Mac Jones is probably going to be a 2nd rounder. He's going to be a 2nd rounder. Now, would you risk a 2nd rounder? Some people say yes, some people say no. Malik isn't a quarterback for Cal. Yes, Malik ain't the quarterback. I agree with that. I like Malik, though. Kevin O'Connell was doing all the work at the combine last year. Quasi wasn't there. I think Kevin O'Connell has a lot of I don't know what Kevin O'Connell's been doing. is more of a trick and to be pulled on. Occasion. Yeah, Jim Brown, Walton Payton. Let's get it. Barry Sanders. Kevin O'Connor should have already been fired. You have a way better coach in Flores, proving himself in the offense. He's much better. Um, he's much just a few years of Allen. Yeah, I agree. I think Brian Flores could be a definitely a good head coach. But I'm not even really thinking like that right now because I know Kevin O'Connell will be the head coach for 2026 season for at least until probably middle of the season, depending on how we do. But I feel like I don't know how much power this guy has, but I feel like if it turns out to be bad and players speak out and it's mid season, I think he'll get fired middle of the season. Um, Sorry, thought you were talking about all time running backs. Oh no, I was saying the best running backs in Minnesota Viking history. You was talking about best running backs in NFL history in general. But it's all good, bro. That made people delusional, but after this current building running game and defense is still the best option. Yup. Man, you ADT get Caleb Banks in and start from there. You know what? I don't think Caleb Banks, yeah. We need to get that DT, bro. We need to get that DT. I like Christian Miller. I like Woods. I like McDonald as well. Get me a defensive tackle, man. Straight up. Most teams are elite running than passing. True. Logic, what's good? Mike, what's up, my dog? What's good with you, bro? JJ gets this year to show what he has next year. The quarterback class is strong. Yeah. So yep. I agree with that, bro. This is the only thing. This is only my only counter to JJ McCarthy being the starter. It's not that I don't want him to be the starter. If Kevin O'Connell's job is on the line, listen. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's gonna get the opportunity. I don't know. Your offense should be 50-50, but plus a minus 15% depending on the. Yeah, exactly. Game of the flow. Yes. But Kevin O'Connell will run the ball, have success in a banner. Yeah, exactly. 100% facts. 100% facts. Seahawks had a great draft last year. Yes, developed them. Oh my gosh. Mary, you know what's so crazy? Zabel, the guard, right? He's a guard, right? Zabel's a guard. I was drafting him in my mock drafts too. I know I drafted him in a couple of mock drafts. Yo, it's so crazy, man. Like when you do these mock drafts, right? You just be like, dang, like it don't be accurate all the time, but sometimes these mock drafts sometimes the simulators be getting a lot of stuff right, y'all. And it'd be like shocking how sometimes they be right about some things. And it's just like, man, oh man. Zabel was worth a first round pick. Like and subscribe. Yes, thank you so much, bro. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, everybody. Development matters for sure, but if you can play, it'll show right away. Yeah, that's true too. You got to have some type of talent and show something. But it's about unlocking. It's about unlocking the untapped talent that the coach sees in you that you don't even see in yourself, and he makes in return it just shows you turn into a Pro Bowler or even better than that, or you go from a player that had a potential in college, but they really wasn't really fooling with you. You might have been like a 6th round pick, but all of a sudden that you turn into one of the best pass rushers in the game, or one of the best running backs in the game, or one of the best wide receivers in the game because a coach gave you the game. The coach gave you the game, and you learned. You was a good listener, and you turned out to be a very, very good player. How many times have you heard stories like that? Even undrafted free agents where You develop them, and some of these undrafted free agents might mess around and become a Hall of Famer. It happens, bro. Undrafted free agents, seventh round picks, sixth round picks, fifth round picks, fourth round picks. It ain't all about the first, second, and third round, and even the fourth round. Them later rounds, if you can get, you got to get the early rounds. You got to get them. You got to try to be good with those, but also be good with the later rounds. Those later rounds, man, it will. I know it feels so good for a GM to be like, yo, I draft what round was Daniil Hunter in? Let me look that up. Daniil Hunter. I know he wasn't a first round pick. Daniil Hunter, one of the best pass rushers in the game. And he wasn't no first round pick. Oh, he was a third round. He wasn't that late. I don't know why I feel like he was a later pick. He was a third round pick. That's not that late. He was a third round pick. But still, drafting a Daniil Hunter in the third round, that's big time. What's going on, Angel? I said that he would drafted JJ McCarthy would become the most divisive player in Viking history. Now fans have to choose Kevin O'Connell or JJ McCarthy. I got JJ McCarthy over him, respectfully. I just want a coach to put him in a good position to be successful. But I actually want both of them to be successful. But listen, I'm not going to sit here and just like it's nothing personal. Viking fans deserve a Super Bowl. By the way, everybody that's in the building, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. And also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. We're also going to be going live for primetime games. Not all, but some primetime games. And it's lit over here when we go live. So if you are feeling the vibes, like I said, whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. But yeah, like I just want to, it's nothing personal. I just want to win a Super Bowl, man. Like I don't care I don't care who the coach is, the quarterback is. I don't care about the wide receiver. Like, I mean, I want him to be good, but it's nothing personal. Like, it's not like, oh, my favorite player is this guy or my favorite coach is this guy. No matter what, I want him to be on the team because I want him to be the guy to get us over the top. No, if he can't get us over the top, man, skedaddle, hasta la vista, hasta luego. I just want to win a Super Bowl. May the best player, whoever the best player is for that job, he needs to be in that job. If you draft a first rounder, and in 2 years he ain't the guy, but then you drafted a fourth rounder and he's way better than the first rounder, he needs to take his job. It is what it is. Ain't nothing personal. Ain't nothing personal over here. I don't got no favoritism when it comes to any player or any coach. We just want to win. I feel like every Viking fan should have that mindset. I mean, respectfully, if you don't have to. I'm just saying, we just trying to win a dang on Super Bowl. It ain't about, I mean, you can like a player, but if he isn't if he's not playing at a high level and making the necessary plays for us to win, don't matter if you like him or not. If he ain't being productive enough on the football field, same with Kevin O'Connell. I like him. He might be a good person. But listen, respectfully, I need to win in the playoffs. I don't care about just regular season games. I want to win in the regular season and in the playoffs, not just the regular season. I wasn't saying offensive side doesn't develop. I'm saying only the Vikings. Okay, I got you. I would trade up in the draft for Peter Woods and have a serious conversation with every coach, and then a private one with Kevin O'Connell in both OC and DC and see how we doing. I like Woods. I think this defensive tackle draft is deep enough to stick and pick. I think you would get one of the best defensive tackles in this draft. Whether you stay at 18 or move up a little bit, I think you can honestly get a good defensive tackle. I think we can get a good defensive tackle. Burrow did that too. Yup. Oh, hold up. Bring someone in to compete at quarterback too. Yup. If any quality tackle fall in the first round, grab him and look for value at guard in the third or later. Take a corner in the second who falls. This is my this is my thing. I want the best defensive tackle available, whether it's Christian Miller, Caleb, what's the last name? I think Caleb Banks, McDonald or Woods or whoever drops to us, right? Or Lee Hunter. Oh my gosh, Lee Hunter is good too. But and then in the second round, I could possibly trade back not too far and get like an additional third round pick. So we have three third round picks. And I would draft the best safety available. And then after that, I'm drafting a corner. Hold up. Oh, man, I got to do this right because we got to get a center, right? So I'll probably trade back a little bit in the second round and draft the best center available. I'm a Jake Slaughter guy in the second round. And in the third round, we'll have three third round picks. I'll draft a safety, a corner, and a running back in the third round. And that's how I would do it. But I want to guarantee we have to make sure the trenches are on point. As much as I know center isn't a very sexy position, I know a lot of people probably don't rock with the center position like that. But at the end of the day, man, like we need it in the worst way. Why was spot on last New Year? I had him predicted 8 to 9 wins. Yeah, dang, you was spot on. I certainly feels like an organized national campaign against JJ McCarthy. Yeah, people don't like McCarthy. I get it, but then again, I don't get it because I feel like it's deeper than just his play. I feel like they're not looking at the play calling and other stuff that happened. Wide receivers dropping the ball, and then the only thing that I can really knock JJ McCarthy, and not really knock him, but a true realistic concern is his health. His health is a very big concern. I just watched the Rams offense with Hookah or whatever his name is. Quick pass. Exactly. Bro, that's what I've been wanting to do all year, man. I'm not the only one, bro. Chuck Foreman was OG dual purpose running back. Chuck Foreman, then you hit him deep with the double moves. Yes, get it. Chuck Foreman was a stud. He was the original Orlando Dervish. McCarthy had some awful stats. His numbers are number one buzz of all time. It wasn't all his fault, but was still part of the blame. Kevin O'Connell is the quarterback whisperer, so he gets leeway. Yup. Kevin O'Connell is no quarterback whisperer. He's a total fraud. Jalen Watson was a 7th round pick. He was crucial. Second round, third round Super Bowl. Wow, exactly, Daniel. Facts. them 7th round picks, you never know. Unfortunately, you can't get a new coach to fix JJ. A new coach will want to bring his own guy. Never fails. Also, but you know what though? We'll see what happens with JJ McCarthy. I'm hoping the best for the young man, but I will say this. A lot of people are against him. Unfortunately. Also, Pacheco was a 7. Oh wow, great few years. Yeah, helped massively 2 Super Bowls. Yup. Exactly. Pacheco just lost his legs after injury. Yup. I'm telling you to start looking at receiver because that's what Kevin O'Connell is going to draft in the first round. What if he does, man? If the Vikings go receiver in the first round, I would not. Listen, if they go first round in the first round, I promise you, I'm going to say I'm going to have a fire Kevin O'Connell live stream. Vikings need to fire Kevin O'Connell. That's what the title's going to be. Vikings need to fire Kevin O'Connell. You really think with Kevin O'Connell's ego during the draft, he cares about the defense that was ranked? Pressure's offense. It was 29th. Exactly. This draft will be offensive heavy if he's in charge. Man, we'll see. Drafting skilled offensive players create excitement and hype. That's what ownership wants. Okay, care about. Yup. You could be right, T-Bass, but I hope you're wrong when it comes to drafting a wide receiver in the first round. Like that would be very that'd be what should I say? I don't know. I don't think it'll be a good idea. I don't think it'll be a good idea, but I get it. But I don't even think the offense was 29th because of the wide receiver. I think it was 29th because the offensive line wasn't the best in play calling. I think we need to get the trenches more than a wide receiver. Unless they don't re-sign Jalen Naylor, but I get it. Like I feel or the best tight end. I'd rather draft a tight end. If we draft a tight end in the first round, I will feel better than drafting a wide receiver in the first round. But you know, and you know what? Oh, they can fall back and excuse the best player on the board. Yeah, exactly. Could be a wide receiver. There's some good wide receivers in this draft. I was told. I got to do more research. Imagine having Naylor, JJ, and Addison as your trio, and you go wide receiver in the first round. That would be laughing stock. Well, I'll say this. Um, I don't know what they got planned, Mike. I really don't know what they got planned. Um, what if they had Jordan Addison in a trade already, and we don't know about it? What if they have a blockbuster trade with the Bills or the Chiefs? They trade Jordan Addison. Then okay, I'm fine with drafting a wide receiver in the first round. But I do agree, like, even if we lose Naylor, I'm not drafting the wide receiver in the first round. I'd rather draft the wide receiver in maybe like the third or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? But if we keep Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, but you never know at this point. I don't know what they're thinking. Viking fans need to show up in the if yeah if they draft a wide receiver first. Do you have to think the future? They're probably not going to resign Addison. Exactly. That's the only thing that I was thinking though, T Bass. Like, I don't think they're going to resign, and maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're both wrong. I think that we're right. I don't think they're going to resign Jordan Addison. This is the only way they're going to do it. If we win the dang on Super Bowl, they'll keep Jordan Addison. If we don't win the Super Bowl, we're not keeping Jordan Addison. I think they're going to trade him. If they're going to trade Jordan Addison, they're going to trade him on draft day. Or, like you said, they might just not resign him. They might keep him and then just not resign him. Just let him go. You know what I mean? That could be another thing as well. But I don't know. Because you got to be proactive, you know. But my biggest thing, and I get what you're saying, because you're saying it as all right, in the perspective of Kevin O'Connell's job's on the line. So he's being proactive, all right, getting a wide receiver. But that's only I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm only okay with a wide receiver being in the first round if, and it's a big if, they trade Jordan Addison. If they draft a wide receiver in the first round and they still got Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson and Speedy Naylor on the roster, fire Kevin O'Connell. Just fire him. Now, if they trade Jordan Addison, I'm all for getting a wide receiver in the first round or the second round. Whatever. Like, I'm fine with that. Because you're going to have to replace that production. You're fighting to not pre-June first trades. So they need to jump on that if they're going to do it. Yeah. There is a possibility if the Bills offer. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all in the comments. Say the Bills offer a first round and a third round pick for Jordan Addison. Would you do it? Would you trade Jordan Addison for a first round pick and a third round pick? Because some people be like, I ain't trading Jordan Addison for nothing. Nothing. Ain't nothing you can do. Make me trade Jordan Addison. And I respectfully disagree. And I like Jordan Addison. He's a heck of a player. Jordan Addison, to me, is one of the best players that doesn't get talked about enough. Jordan Addison's a touchdown machine. Jordan Addison, prior to last season, has one of the best hands in the game. One of the best route runners in the game. That man is amazing. Like listen, as a wide that man is amazing as a wide receiver. But it is smart to be proactive if you're not going to sign him to the extension. You might as well get something for him. And if someone offers a first and a second, or a first and a third, or a first and a fourth, or I think you got to consider that. They might have plans already of not re-signing him, so you're going to need to get a receiver next year. Yeah, that's being proactive. One and two. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they're going to get a first and a second for him. I would be happy as heck if we did, but I think you can make. I think you can get a first and maybe a third or a fourth from the Bills. I think the Bills need a wide receiver more than anybody. No, that's not true. The Bills and the Chiefs need a wide receiver more than any team. Like they definitely need a wide receiver. Like for those two great quarterbacks to not have a star wide receiver is horrible. Horrible. Like they need a wide receiver. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. If you're throwing to dudes that can't catch, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's so many games. Not so many games. I watched the one game with Patrick Mahomes. That man was throwing dimes. Them wide receivers were dropping everything. Them wide receivers were dropping everything. Same goes with Josh Allen. Them wide receivers ain't good, bro. Them wide receivers are not good. You need someone that can catch, and Jordan Addison is that guy. We taking limit. Yeah, I gotta look him up, bro. I gotta look him up. Unless Bailey Reese falls. Okay. Bain and Bailey. Excuse me, y'all. If JJ is on, he Bills win their last postseason. Man, Justin Jefferson. Man, you gonna have to give up. You gonna have to give up like 2 first-round picks for him. For real. All right, listen. You gonna have to give up 2 first-round picks for that, brother. And we have a discussion. We can have a discussion. But yeah, Justin Jefferson with any star quarterback would be good. Now him and Josh Allen would be crazy. Would be absolutely crazy. But all right, y'all, I'm about to get off. I want to say thank you so much for everybody that's in the building rocking with me. I've been live for almost 2 hours. 1 hour and 47 minutes to be exact. I want to say thank you to everybody. Be safe. I know there's a snowstorm about to be 8 to 16 inches where I'm at. So just be safe, y'all. God bless each and every one of y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Share. Thank you for that, Mike. Also, we're going to be going live for primetime games. Next season, we're going live for a lot more primetime games. Like, I started it late, but this past season, but I'm going to go live a lot more. Not all the primetime games I'm going live for, but I am going to go live for many primetime games. And looking forward to it because you know what because I love football in general, right? But it's really cool to like watch other teams play and learn other teams and what they got going on. Not just all about the Vikings and I just know about the Vikings and don't know I just know the basics of everybody else's team. But it's good to see what other teams do. And the team that I was very, very impressed with all season long was the 49ers. 49ers, I did a couple of play-by-plays for them. Listen, that offense, I'm not saying it's perfect, but if they was healthy, it almost is perfect, man. That offense is amazing. That offense was banged up, still did good, still moved the ball successfully, but yeah. God bless to you, bro. Thank you. I taught you into doing other. Yeah, man. Thank you for that, man. Yeah, I it's good to know other teams, learn other teams, and watch more football besides just the Vikings. I can't wait to do a lot of Monday night footballs, Thursday night footballs. Oh, they do Friday night, right? Once in a blue moon, they do Friday night football, I think. But I will be doing like primetime Sunday night football, obviously. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lit. So, you said you didn't know if you should go live. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know. You know what I mean? But I like doing it, and I think people like it. So Um, People be watching and they enjoy it. So um, I like it. Football's still 29 weeks away. I know we got a long time to wait, man. This is why this all season gonna be very interesting. Blew my mind. Yeah, Mike, I'm so happy, man. You definitely persuade me because I was like thinking, man, should I even go live for prime times? But now I'm gonna go live for prime time games because it's very fun to watch these games, man. These games are so good. Not all of them. Not all of them. I ain't gonna say all of them are good, but most of the games that I did that weren't Viking games were actually really good, especially the playoffs. Oh my gosh, the playoff games. And even like later in the season, my gosh, man. Some of those games were amazing. Amazing. For the first time in my life, supporting the Chiefs, it's gonna be a fun off season. You know, the Chiefs are the main thing for the Chiefs is getting a dang on wide receiver, getting a little bit younger with the defense, and the number one thing is Patrick Mahomes. What he get hurt? He tore his it wasn't Achilles. It was a knee, right? It wasn't Achilles. I hope it wasn't Achilles. I hope it's not a knee either, but I know it was one of the two, right? He got to get healthy. That is the number one thing for the Chiefs. Honestly, number one thing is him getting healthy, and they got to get a wide receiver, and they need to get younger with the defense. But other than that, man, you got one of the greatest. You got one of the greatest head coaches of all time in Andy Reid. I got so much respect for Andy Reid. I wish he was our coach. I would trade if I could trade Kevin. Let me not even do it. I'm not gonna say it, but y'all know the vibes. I never looked forward to the draft. Yeah, the draft is. I will be live for the draft. I will be live for the draft unless there's something that comes up, but I will be live for the draft as well. 90% of the playoffs was still. Oh my gosh, yes. Even the game that wasn't scored a lot. Which game was that? Was that the That was the Broncos. Hold up. The Broncos and the Texans. I think that was the game. There wasn't that much scoring, but that game was amazing. See, I love the game of football. I love defense, so it doesn't really bother me so much when I see a game that doesn't score. It bothers me when it comes to the Vikings because I'll be like, oh, we gotta win, we gotta win, we gotta win. But for watching other people's teams and they don't score, I'm just enjoying the defenses. You know, the defenses this year as a whole. I'm talking about like the NFL as a whole. The defenses were really good this year, man. There were some great defenses, man. Like people talk about offense, man, the defenses were amazing this season. Amazing. Like some of these defenses were like, there was so many good defenses. Like it wasn't just, oh, there's just one good defense. There was a few that defenses that were like, wow, type deal. Like the Texans defense was a wow moment. The Broncos, they started they started showing weakness later in the season, but the Broncos defense was wow to me. Patriots defense was pretty good. The Seahawks defense was good. The Vikings defense was good. Um, just to name a couple, just to name a few. I can't name all of them, but defenses were amazing all season long. All season long. Who was the number one offense? I think the Cowboys had the number one offense at one point of the season. Who else? I'm trying to think of the number one offenses, like the top offenses in the game. When I think of the number one offense, I honestly think about the Cowboys because I know because Dak Prescott was playing like an MVP for a lot of the season. I'm not a Cowboys fan whatsoever, y'all, but Dak Prescott was playing like an MVP, throwing to CD Lamb and George Pickens, and they were playing really good. They were playing really good. Yeah, Rams. Okay, Rams. Yeah, offense. It's Seahawks, of course. Seahawks, of course. Rams. Matthew Stafford's the MVP for a reason. I want to know what the 49ers offense was ranked because it just seems like the 49ers always seem to like score. Even though they kept getting hurt, like the 49ers offense seemed like they always was like doing something. Prescott was meh with two. Nah, bruh. That was number one, bruh. I'm telling you, I looked it up and I was even shocked. I said, what can go wrong will go wrong. And that's the Dallas Cowboys. Howdy. See you tomorrow morning on First Take. You heard? Stephen A. Smith, baby. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith, man. But yeah, that Cowboys, man, they was ranked number one for a few weeks, bro. I'm telling you. I was like, they number one. How? I was hating. I was hating a little bit. I was like, how? And he scored 13 points when shout out to Chris for real in the building. Shout out to my bro. And he scored 13 points when they needed points. He easily the most overrated quarterback. He decent, Mike. Hey, listen, respectfully to my quarterback. If we had Dak Prescott with the offense, oh my goodness. Hey, listen, I'm not even like the biggest Dak Prescott, but I got respect for him when I watched that game on Thanksgiving. That man was doing some things, man. He was using his feet, buying time with his feet, getting yards with getting scrambling for first downs, making some great throws. But he do got some good wide receivers. But I ain't gonna take nothing from him, man. He was all right. He was all right, bro. Hold on. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together and not separate us. It truly feel that way. We're also going live for primetime games as well. Salute to y'all. We're not going live for every primetime game, but we are going live for some primetime games. So I'm not just going to be just covering the Vikings. I am going to be going live for other teams. And if there is big time breaking news, I'll put a short out talking about it. Like that Michael Parsons trade from the Cowboys to the Packers. Just using that as an example. He said, Mike said, I'm just glad the Cowboys keep overpaying him. I live in Austin, so I get to keep laughing for the entire 15 years I've been here. Dang. How's the weather up there, man? Because we about to get hit with a snowstorm over here, man. We about to get hit with a snowstorm. They say 8 to 16 inches. 8 to 16 inches? What are we doing? So y'all want my quarterback, Anthony Richardson? Not necessarily. I don't want him, respectfully speaking. Know who I want? If I want JJ McCarthy to be a good quarterback, an all-time great, a Pro Bowler, a Hall of Famer. If he ain't the guy, I want to go draft the guy in 2027. Or if we don't even go that route and we make a big blockbuster trade for Joe Burrow, I'll take that. I'll take Justin Herbert. I'll take Baker Mayfield. I'll take Mac Jones. That like you don't know my name, but it's gonna be competition with him though. It ain't guaranteed he's gonna win that job. But if it's Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert, it's a wrap for that. It's a wrap for JJ McCarthy, respectfully speaking. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But respectfully, I'm not saying Anthony Richardson. I don't really know his situation. I haven't really followed him all like that, but I know he's not planning. He hasn't planned out, and he might go to a team and plan out. It's not how you start your career; it's how you finish your career. Just because you don't do good on one team doesn't mean you won't do good on another team. For example, Sam Darnold did have some moments with the Jets when it comes to passing yards, but he wasn't the best with the Jets. But he's with the Jets, respectfully. Sam Darnold went to the 49ers. Then he went to the Vikings. I think he went on another team. Was he on the Panthers? I don't know what other team he was on. But I know he was on the 49ers. He was on the Vikings as well. And he turned his career around. And that's why I have so much respect for Sam Darnold. Because people be like, oh, you're a bust, you're a bust, you're a bust. Man, you never know, man. And if you're a first-round pick, you have more of an opportunity to prove yourself. That's why it's good to be drafted in the top 3 rounds, because another team could be like, oh, I could change that person. I can make this guy better. They don't know what they're doing. But if you're a later round, you kind of have to show off on have that opportunity. You're not going to have, I'm not sure if my thing just disconnected. You're not going to have as many opportunities as like a first-round pick. Because they're not investing the biggest investment is the first round and the second round, in the third round, obviously, right? So when you get to the later rounds, you're not investing in that much money. You know what I mean? So it's easier to just give up on a 7th round pick. You know what I mean? So when they get their opportunities, they have to shine. With a first round pick, they're going to get numerous opportunities, possibly. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing about that. Um, it's about 80 degrees. What? Man, I'm about to move to Texas. I'm about to move to Texas. I gotta persuade my wife. I gotta persuade my wife to say we moving to Texas. All my family's in PA. All my family, I got family in Philly. I got family all over the place in Pennsylvania. I don't know if I got family in Pittsburgh, but I know I got a lot of family in Philly. And I got a lot of yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, I have to persuade my wife to move to Texas. I heard Texas is a good state. I heard Florida is a solid state, but I don't know about Florida. I ain't trying to deal with no giant what them things called, what them snakes called that's all over the place, invasive species, the pythons. I don't want to listen. I got kids. I'm not trying to be paranoid. My kids playing outside. There's a 15-foot python in the dang yard. I'm not trying to deal with that. So forget the whole Florida stuff. Then I'm just I'll go there to vacation. I ain't going there to live. But I heard Florida's a good state to live too, though. I would love to be in a warm state. But then I'm so used to like all the seasons. I'm so used to snow. I'm so used to, you know what I mean? But I can get used to all year round being decent. Vikings also got rid of Darnold. The front office wasn't the smart man. Our front office is no comments. AR is still younger than every single starting quarterback. Yeah, he's young. I'm not taking nothing away from him and his age and everything, all like that. But at the same time, bro, listen, I don't think we have the time to develop, man. Kevin O'Connell, he wants to have a veteran coach. Not veteran coach. Oh my gosh, a veteran quarterback that's going to challenge JJ McCarthy. He's not going to have two developmental quarterbacks having a competition for the starting job. That would be very entertaining. I ain't going to lie. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But if I was Kevin O'Connell, just giving you my opinion, I'm going for a veteran quarterback like a Mac Jones or somebody like that. He should have stayed in college, yeah. Yeah, some of these quarterbacks should have stayed in college like one more year. Cool. But it's very hard to pass up that money when you're projected, when you're projected to be a top 10 pick or whatever. And that's why it depends on what team you go to, man. That's why it depends on what team you go to, developing and all that. Christopher Real in the building, baby. Colts are heavily going to pursue Trey Hendrickson. You know what? I would love Trey Hendrickson, man. He one of the best pass rushers in the game. But the Bengals, you don't think the Bengals going to try to keep him? Why would the Bengals let their best defensive player go? I mean, you got a lot of other holes, though, but I get it. Yeah, I would love Trey Hendrickson on the Vikings. Shit, forget all that. Hey, bro, listen, the Colts got enough talent. Bring him to the Minnesota Vikings. Bring him to the mighty Minnesota Vikings. Forget all that, my brother. You know what I mean? Trey Hendrickson in the purple and gold is greatness. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's a free agent. Oh, he's a free agent already. Okay, I got you. Every quarterback the Colts gets breaks down Manning, Luck, AR. Yo, that's crazy. I forgot about Luck, man. Luck is such a good quarterback, man. I really wish the Vikings would have drafted him, man. For real. Peyton Manning, all-time great. Danny Dimes was playing good before that Achilles injury. You ain't lying, bro. Yeah, man. Manning didn't break down. He obviously won another Super Bowl. He broke down. He got hurt. I don't think he meant like he wasn't good, but he got hurt. But then he came back and won another Super Bowl. But Peyton Manning's an all-time great, though, man. Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks. Man, listen, I'm surprised he don't got more than 2 Super Bowls. That's how great Peyton Manning was. Peyton Manning, to me, is one of the GOATs at quarterback. He might not got more Super Bowls than Joe Montana and all them. I'm not saying he's better than them, but Peyton Manning, to me, is one of the GOATs at quarterback, man. That man was just a different type of. He had a different mindset. He might have not been the fastest quarterback, the most athletic quarterback. He beat defenses with his intelligence and his mind. He knew what to like. Nothing really confused Peyton Manning. It was really the playoffs for him. See, regular season, he was so great. He was so great. It was the postseason for Peyton. It took him a while, but he got it. He got it though. So he said, "I wish he didn't leave too, bro." Ain't the Vikings -40? Yeah, let's go. We're gonna work it out though, Daniel. Hey, listen, bro. We're gonna restructure contracts. We're gonna release some people. We're gonna make it work, bro. We're gonna make it work, bro. I watch out going to the Colts if I was a quarterback. Yes, Daniel 39 mil over. Oh, come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Mike is excited. Mike is excited to say that, huh? Mike, you was excited to say that, huh? Tom Brady was always jealous of Manning. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about him being jealous of him. I always think good rivals, big time rivals. I don't know about being jealous though, bro. I don't know what the head-to-head record is between Tom Brady and Peyton, but my money's on Tom Brady. It is not because, well, yeah, Tom Brady is the GOAT in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. Manning, such a great quarterback. It's like it's hard to go against Peyton, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, 39 mil. At least the Colts won. Hey, listen. Bruh, I understand all that. Hey, but listen. That's why we need Trey Hendrickson more than y'all. Y'all got a Super Bowl. We trying to get our first Super Bowl. I just had a short that I recently just put out talking about we at Super Bowl 61 coming up next. In the 60s, we better get a Super Bowl. So either Super Bowl 61, Super Bowl 62, Super Bowl 63, Super Bowl 64, or 5, or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9. We better get one of these Super Bowls. And on top of all that, I said in the short, I said, yo, we can't go 100 years without a dang going Super Bowl. We about to be at 100 years, man. Before you know it, it's going to be 40 years from now. And we going, listen, bro. We going to be at 100 years without no dang on Super Bowl. We can't have that. Go Vikings, go Vikings, go. Go Vikings, go Vikings, go. Go Vikings, go Vikings, go. Yeah. My tight is going to be next year so I can finally say my team's better than your. Hey, listen, Mike. Hey, listen, Mike. It ain't happening, Mike. The Vikings are here. We beating the brakes off the Colts next year. We're beating the brakes off of the Titans next year. We're beating the brakes off of the Packers, the Lions, the Bears, the Eagles, the Broncos, the Texans, the Chiefs, the Bills, every team, the Dolphins, that ain't really saying too much. And who else? The Jets, the Browns, that ain't really saying too much. But we beating everybody. The Bengals, that ain't really saying too much unless Joe Burrow's healthy. But my point is, ladies and gentlemen, in 2026 NFL season, the mighty Minnesota Vikings will beat the brakes off of all y'all. I'm bringing back the slogan, beating the brakes off of all y'all teams, beating the brakes off of all y'all. And I say that respectfully, so don't get in your feelings. Make sure you hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. We go on live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. And I always say sports are designed to bring us together and not separate us. And I truly feel that way. And we're also going live for primetime games as well. Not all of them, but some of them. Y'all know the vibes. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. All right. Brady always hated. Yeah, because Brady was losing to Eli in the Super Bowl. Look, we have Mahomes' contract reconstructed, and we only minus 11 million over the cap. Sam Taylor, the region and tell him to not welcome here anymore. The commercial he makes against Eli or yeah, man, Mike, your Titans are yeah. I ain't gonna lie though, man. The Titans for me, I got no comments, Mike. I can't help you with that, brother. Hey, Mike, I can't help you, Mike. Hey, listen, you can't talk about my Vikings, bro. You can't talk about my team, bro. You can't talk about my team and you're a Titans fan. You can't talk about the mighty Minnesota Vikings, Mike. You know what I'm saying? I'm Mike Sports Vibes, and you're Mike. We both got the same name, but brother, you can't talk about the purple and gold, baby. The guy, the myth, the legend, one of the greatest running backs of all time. And Adrian Peterson is the autograph. It's on my wall representing from Pennsylvania, baby. Vikings for life. Let's go to the bowl. You can't talk about the purple and gold and you a Titans fan? Yeah, I said it, Mike. Yeah, yeah. Hearing reports out there that Ronald Moore, oh, let me look it up. Let me look it up, bro. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't see nothing yet. Who are you talking about though? Hold up. Because the guy I'm talking about, he passed away in 2011. I'm not sure you're talking about though. Because I'm it's a different Rondell Moore. Yeah, I'm not sure, T Bass. Yeah, yeah, Mike, we gonna see. Yeah, ain't no excuses. Your team ain't that good, brother. Don't make excuses. Your team ain't that good. Respectfully speaking. The Chiefs didn't win one for years until 15 arrived. So don't lose hope. Daniel, I ain't never losing hope, brother. I ain't never losing hope in the mighty Minnesota Vikings. Wow. Hold on. I'm looking it up again because I'm hearing. Hold on. Wow, he did pass away. Oh my gosh. Wow. All these young, yeah, all these young players are passing away. I don't know what. Let me just. This is breaking news, y'all. By the way, NFL wide receiver local. Hold on. I want to make sure I don't read something that's not appropriate. So I just want to make sure I don't know what's going on. Hold on. So I'm not seeing. Hold on. What the freak is happening? How is he? What the heck is happening? Hold on, I'm trying to look this up, y'all. I'm sorry. Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Rondell Moore has passed away. Multiple sources have confirmed Saturday night. He was 25 years old. Man, these young players are passing away. They're not saying what happened yet. Multiple sources have confirmed. What the heck is going on? Like, you know what this this reminds me of, like when Kyrie Jackson passed away. I'm like, oh my, I don't know. Yeah, they just put it out there. Prayers, condolences to his family. They just put it out there. Listen, I don't know too much. I'm not going to really speak on it. I don't know. I'm not going to assume anything. All I'm going to say is RIP to him. God bless to the family and condolences to the family. And it does suck. He's only 25 years old. It's a dang on shame, man. It's like, that's why I say, man, live life. You know what I mean? Be thankful for every day. Like, this is no day is promised. Yeah, that's breaking news, y'all. That literally just happened. I literally just looked it up and it just popped up. It wasn't popping up at first. So, like 5 minutes ago, an article came out saying that multiple sources said he passed away. They didn't say what happened, but they're saying that he passed away. A lot of famous deaths lately. Life is precious. Don't waste it away. Facts. I couldn't find nothing about dying on Google. Yup. Or YouTube. Yup. Only 25 is crazy. Yeah. Prayers for his family. Yup. Prayers for his family. He passed away. Yup. He passed away, bro. It literally making me feel like, it makes me feel like with Kyrie Jackson. That was so random. That's why I say it happens randomly. That's why people gotta, like, um life ain't perfect, but be thankful for it. You know what I mean? I mean, be thankful and be thankful for the people that surround you. You know what I mean? You never know. Yeah, I probably gonna have to. Yeah, that came literally looked it up. T Bass, my boy T Bass came on the live stream. They don't got no information on it though. Ricky Brazil was close to it as well. He wasn't. Yeah, you know what I mean? You have the right people around you, the right circle. You gotta cut off people. And listen, for the betterment of your future, you're gonna have to cut off some of the people that you thought was really cool, that you're cool with, because you never know what can happen. They can bring you into something that you don't want to be part of. You know what I mean? But this is unfortunate. You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know exactly what happened, but you're right though. Young guys have good influence. Yeah, they get millions. Yeah, live your life, man, and keep people you truly care about, and cut off the. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, you gotta be careful on who you hang with, and like certain times of night, don't be out. Now I don't know what happened. So I'm not saying him specifically what happened. I don't know nothing. I'm just saying, like, for me, my experience, certain times of the night, just don't be out. If it's 12 o'clock in the morning, it ain't a good time to be out. 1 o'clock in the morning ain't a good time to be out. 2 o'clock in the morning ain't a good time to be out. Things happen, you like, what the heck, man? Could have been in situations that, you know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, bro. Certain times of nights, you just got to go home. It's not about, oh, you're boring. Well, I guess I'll be boring. I'll take my behind home and make sure that I'm good. Because people, some of the most evil people come out at night, man. In the daytime, but at night, it's a little bit different because it's at night. I don't know what it is about night. You can't see certain things, and before you know it, it's too late. So that's why it's kind of like, listen, you gotta have the right circle around you and be aware of your surrounding. And like I said, I don't know his situation, so I'm not speaking about his situation specifically. I'm just talking about in general. This is just crazy. Like all these young players are passing away. Like it's crazy. It's like car incidents and just other crazy enough stuff that be happening. And not even just famous football players. I know there's this famous rapper that just passed away recently. I forgot what his name is. I think his name is Lil Papa or something. He just passed away. He was 27 or 25 or something. Yo, listen, these young bulls, like my whole thing is this, y'all. And I don't know none of these situations, so I'm just speaking in general. Like, I don't know. Mental health is so important. If you don't find help when you're going through something, you don't got to be embarrassed if you're going through something. You got something going on mentally, man, go get some help. Go talk to somebody. Because holding it in isn't going to, it's not going to help. And you'll be surprised at how many people care about you when you speak your mind. You got to go to people that you trust, though. You can't tell all your business to people that you can't trust. But like mental health is important, man. People don't understand because it's tricky because you don't know what's happening in somebody's head. That's why I was so irritated about Tua and Ryan Kelly with the concussions, and that's the one thing you can't see. You don't know what's happening with someone's brain and what they thinking. You have no clue. And then you don't want to underestimate them, underestimate what they're going through because that could be the day that they might do something. So it's a tricky situation. Mental health ain't no joke. And I'm not talking about this man that just passed away. I'm talking about in general. Like it ain't no joke. Because it's something you can't see. Physical health, you can see. You have a broken arm? Oh, you gotta go fix that up. You got a bad knee? You gotta go fix that up. Your nose is broke? Fix that. But when it comes to the brain, when it comes to mental health, you can't see that. It's a dang shame though, man. I hate hearing stuff like this. That really sucks. I don't even know, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if I'm gonna put out a updated video about it. To be honest with you, I don't even know if I'm gonna put an updated video about it. I just want to say condolences to his family. Um, mm, 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 mm. A lot of kids, athletes get addicted to the painkiller. Yeah, not good. Yup. That's why the league shouldn't be. Shouldn't test, in my opinion, is way better than. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with that. Hey, Mike, I'm 100% with you, bro. I'm 100% with you, bro. Real talk. Yes, exactly. My homie was going through some issues because he was drinking and he was doing that, bro. I was like, bro, what is you doing? He started like couldn't breathe and stuff. I'm like, bro, what is you doing? He's like, yeah, man, I took that. I'm like, bro, you gotta stop trying to follow the trend. Everybody trying to do the same thing like everybody else. Be yourself. Just a bad recipe. Facts, Mike. That is a bad recipe. Mike, no, it's not legal in the NBA or the NFL. It's not. It's not. It's legal in certain states, but it's not legal for professional athletes. Not yet. Not yet, at least. Maybe it will be, but it's not legal yet. They still drug testing dudes for that. So, nah, it's not legal yet. Maybe they should make it legal, though. Yeah, RIP to Rondell Moore. Yo, that's so crazy. It's like so. That's what I'm saying. It's so random. It's so crazy. It's so unfortunate. He's so young. He's so talented. I don't know the situation. I don't know. I'm not gonna put an update about it though. I just don't. I just don't want to put it another. Listen. I don't want to. Respectfully, I just can't. I don't want to. I'm. Listen, man. Mental health ain't no joke, man. It's actual issue that some people think it's just no. It's a major issue. Fact. They think it's a minor. Right. His home because I got two boys older than him. Yup. Wow. Yeah, it's more relaxed now. Yeah. Yeah. My gosh, man. R.I.P. Yo, it's really crazy. Your new journey. Fly, fly high, my brother. I love that comment. That's a good comment. I had 11 years clean in May from pills. All started with a back. Yeah, and then with the injuries, you take these. I ain't gonna say you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm about to say. You take these pills and you get addicted. See, the thing about you could get addicted to anything. You know what I mean? So you got to really be careful on what you take because it might solve this problem, but it might create another problem. You get where I'm going with it? Like you got to be careful. That's why I'm trying to get into like the herbs, like the teas, the organic teas, the common teas, natural stuff as much as I possibly can before I take prescription drugs and stuff like that because them prescription drugs can backfire on you because you get addicted to them and then once you stop taking them you're like it's almost like you taking a hard drug. You know what I'm saying? It can be bad. So that's why it's kind of like that's why I try to get into like the natural herbs and the natural teas and stuff like that and go from there. But yeah, congratulations on being clean though, bro. Ricky, yeah, man. 76 is a tough game right now. Oh, I listen. I haven't watched the game. I don't listen. I'm about to go and look at the score. I'm very disappointed in how they came off after the All Star break, and I wasn't going live for this game. I'll go live for tomorrow. But this is a good game, 81-79. But if they lose this game, it's gonna be like, dang, bro, what are we doing? We losing to everybody. This will be a pathetic loss if we lose this game. Derek. So Zion Wilson has 21. Sadiq Bey got 20. The guy I wanted to trade for. Herbert Jones got 10. Derek Queen got 10. Let's see what my Sixers got real quick. Kelly got 17, 19 Tyrese Maxey, 12 for VJ Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes with 11. Typical. Okay. Kelly with 17, which is really good. But yeah. Always think my parent. Hold on. Doctors aren't really even done anymore. They're just yo, Mike. Don't say that too loud. Hey, listen, you on to something with that. I always thank my parents for keeping me on the right track. Yup. God bless to the parents. And even when you have good parents, sometimes young men and young women they go on the wrong path. I don't even blame the parents sometimes for a lot of things because you can have the best parents in the world, but you just don't listen. Some people just don't listen. They find out the hard way. You know what I mean? It happens. Yeah, Sixers winning right now though. It was my fault for get in 2010s. Yup. It's hard to get off of. Shout out to TY in the building. They should change. Shout out to everybody in the building. Angel, everybody that's in the building. They should change their name to this. Oh, hey, don't hate on the Sixers, brother. Don't hate on the Sixers, brother. As you cannot get addicted to anything, right? Brother, like radio. Yes, everything can be addiction. But I'm talking about more of the stuff like that you put inside your body. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can get addicted to anything. That's a fact. All right, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. This is a straight up question, and this is why sometimes I be wanting to take a break, not going on YouTube. Let me tell you why. Think of it like this, y'all. When you wake up in the morning, what's one of the first things you do? You probably grab that phone. Throughout the whole entire day, how many hours are you on your phone? The phone, YouTube, social media, Instagram, X, TikTok, whatever other social media platforms, Facebook, whatever. They're on that more than people don't watch TV like that anymore. They watch like shows, maybe like on Netflix and stuff like that, and they don't watch like cable. I mean, how many hours a day do you think you're on your phone? That's crazy. When you really think about it, bro, people be on their phone a lot, man. A lot. It's crazy. Dylan Brooks broke his hand. Yeah, hit that like button, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We definitely going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. And I always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. Facts, you can get. Shout yeah, Dylan Brooks broke his hand. That's crazy. Jalen Green is back. Wow. And B going to be in and out the lineup for the next 2 months. Man, be eight. Yo, this is crazy, George. You ain't lying, bro. Keep your faith up and don't give up. Facts. Got to. Can you imagine the jersey sale increase if it was the 67ers? a lot. 16 hours. I'm telling you, if you was to do time yourself, how long you be on your phone, I'm telling you, the biggest addiction is the phones. When it comes to not putting something in your body, I'm not talking about like, you know what I'm saying. When it comes to outside anything, the phones, and it's normalized, so it's not like a frown upon like your what's the word? It's not like a negative thing. Like everybody be on their phone. Like for instance, like I was driving and this one guy with his nice little Tesla drove past me, and I just looked at the car. I'm just looking at. I like nice cars. I just look at cars, whatever. And I look at the dude. He has his head down on his phone. I'm like, gosh, Lee, he on his phone driving. You know what I mean? Like people cannot help but look at their phones, even when they're driving. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Now, I can understand if you got like a business, like you gotta look at your phone because you got business and you have to run your phone. Your business, part of your business is your phone, right? You gotta have your phone to run your business. I get it. But sometimes people just be on social media. Like, how long do you think, for instance, like kids be on TikTok? Like when I have a TikTok as well, but I go to TikTok, I post like a video and I get right off of it. I have a Twitch. By the way, if anybody has a Twitch, can y'all follow my Twitch, Mike Sports Vibes? I got 3 people on my Twitch. So if you have a Twitch, please go on Twitch, Mike Sports Vibes, and go follow my Twitch. But yeah, like I'll go on TikTok and then I just post it and I get off. You know what I mean? It's crazy. We all did this something. That's a fact. It's a fact. I only go on my phone when I see my. Shout out to GB. Shout out to my guy, man. Appreciate you, bro. And we don't gotta lie. We all did. Yeah, we all. But these phones, oh my gosh, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I be on my phone a lot. I'm not gonna cap. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm a firm believer that if you don't grow your own food, you at the mercy of the system. So always pray over your food. You know what's up though? And I love that comment, Cutback. Oh my goodness. Talking about food, I can get into food on another live stream. I might have to have another YouTube channel called Mike Talk That Talk or something like that. I don't know, man. Because there be some topics I be wanting to talk about, but I be feeling like people don't want to talk about those topics. You know what I mean? Because it's like a sport channel. But talking about food, man, you really got to do your research on like even like the rice that you eat. Because some of the rice ain't even rice. I just gave y'all some game. Look for natural rice. You got to really do your research on food, man. Like food is like one of the biggest things. What you put in your body is what you're gonna end up being if you eat it too much. You know what I mean? But let me get off this live stream. I've been live for 2 hours and 35 minutes, and I didn't even realize I was live that long. But shout out to everybody, man. It was a awesome live. I love talking to y'all. I will be live tomorrow for the Sixer game on Mike Sports Vibes Ballin'. If you're into basketball, go to. Matter of fact, let me just post it in my stream before I get off, so y'all can know where I'm talking about. I have another YouTube channel called Mike Sports Vibes Ballin' where I cover the Sixers and I do play by play. So I will be going live for the Sixers tomorrow. For I don't even know who they play tomorrow, but I know they're going to be playing. Hold on, let me just go. They're playing tomorrow, I believe. I think it's a back-to-back game. Hopefully Joel Embiid plays. But this is my other YouTube channel. I'm gonna put it in the comment. I'm gonna spam it, y'all. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. It will help me out a lot. Trying to get to my first 800 subs on this channel. And also, I have a Twitch. I don't have the link for my Twitch. If you have a Twitch account, please go follow my Twitch account. It's Mike Sports Vibes. I'm the only Mike Sports Vibes. If there's another Mike Sports Vibes, they capping. They capping big time. But only go on my phone when I read that. Hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button and subscribe. And we don't gotta lie. We all did the thing together. Read that. 80, 89, 89. 32. To the machine. Yep. On the phone a lot more, especially during football. Yes, especially during football season, all day, every day. You already know. But shout out to y'all. I'm getting off. God bless. Have a wonderful day. It's supposed to snow tomorrow afternoon, I believe. So please be safe. If you live in Pennsylvania or the East Coast in general, it's supposed to snow. Where I'm at, it's supposed to snow 8 to 16 inches. So just be safe. Just be safe out there. And God bless to everybody. And yes, I heard about I don't know what happened, but I know he passed away, 25 years old. Man, I don't know, man. RIP to him. Condolences to his family. God bless to his family. It's a heartbreak, man. Life is short. Life is short. Enjoy your life. And enjoy the people that you love. Enjoy the people you love. It's just because you're young doesn't mean you can't go. You get me? That's real talk. No, even babies pass away. Doesn't matter what your age is. So just enjoy life and just be thankful for every day. But yeah, RIP to Randall Moore. That really sucks. But I'm out, y'all. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless and be easy. Peace.